everybody, and welcome back. We're gonna play some D&D tonight and hang out and do some awesome fantasy shopping after the group got a dragon horde. It'll be great, as well as continue on with our main story. And I'm gonna give a full wrap-up. I just realized that was like a super synopsis. But anyways, thanks for joining us if you're listening in, and we are excited to have you. We're going to hang out. Is there any announcements or anything before we get rolling?
Rolling.
Yes, me and Joey hope to stream Minecraft tomorrow.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
That would be cool. Yeah,
Yes.
so if you're not doing anything on your Saturday, tune in to Joey and Rain streaming Minecraft.
And I'm gonna set Xylovar's gonna set the world on fire.
Xylovar is not
That's
going to set the
not
world on fire.
Announcement, but okay.
Snud's new
Anything
name.
else?
Snud's new name is Max Powers.
The Max, yo.
Okay.
Now he's like a teenager.
Snud
Not
is
his
little
grown up
boy
to
name.
a teenager.
Totally righteous, dude.
Everyone knows your teenage. That's not true. Everyone knows your teenage name is your favorite soda in the street you grew up on.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's right.
Crush Ely? What the hell? It's not. That's not a good name.
Do I have a
Oh wait, sorry. It's the other way around. It's
Oh.
your the house you grew up on and your favorite soda.
So 58th ginger ale.
58th ginger ale.
I mean, that's where I grew up.
I mean, to be fair, mine's would be Richmond Dr. Pepper.
Richmond Dr. Pepper.
Okay, enough shit. Let's actually get started. Okay. So let's do a quick recap. So the group, after taking on a couple little missions, and they eventually made their way to the city of Pignus, which is the capital of the Artis region in the Clare's Kingdom. There was a couple different reasons that they got pulled into the city of Pignus, but one of the main ones was kind of investigating why Lord Dougal Mace was pulling the Crown's Guard back to the city of Pignus. And they were sent by one of their guard friends to, check it out and see what they could do, and maybe if they could get an appeal to the Lord as adventurers. When they got there, they found that they weren't able to speak with the Lord. However, they were able to speak with the Lord's son, whose name is Athos Mace. He revealed that Lord Dougal is a bit of a dick and not great to his kingdom. And one of his main reasons was because there's an innocent girl trapped in some sort of demi-plane through a mirror that he found and seems infatuated with, but Lord Athos Mace seems to be a really great guy in terms of actually wanting to do stuff for the kingdom. And so he asked the group to help find a couple objects, some alchemical ingredients that could lower the ability to cast a gate scroll to get Tia, the girl in the mirror, out so that she could help kind of testify against Lord Dougal and be able to work to get Lord Dougal off the throne and Lord Athos onto the throne. So the group set off to they were tasked to find 3 alchemical ingredients. The first was the heart of a dragon. The second, a hair of a changeling in their true form. And the third is a magical item called a hag's eye. And so the group went last session and tracked down a dragon who is a little bit north. I'm mixing up directions in my brain. Northeast of the town, who had kind of taken over the area a little bit, but her name was Tiretus, and she was a bit creepy and a little too good at figuring things out about the group and taunting them as they went through her lair, freaking them out a bit. But they did manage to kill her through some ingenuity and expending all of her legendary resistances, and trapping her in a bead of force, and then surrounding her and mentally tying her down with phantasmal force and command. So, wait, phantasmal, I forget the spell name, but it's phantasmal something, it's great. Anyways, so after getting the dragon dead, real dead, the group went through, gathered up the horde to the best of their abilities, and brought it up the cliff and made their way back to the city of Pignus, where they kind of celebrated for the evening. And so we come back to the group. You guys have all rested for the evening. Some better than others. Cass, you kind of wake up with a little bit of dried tears on your cheek, and I'm sure Xylova wakes up with a pretty gnarly hangover. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
Oh, that wasn't like a no, that was me trying to clear my throat. But yeah, it's justified to say he wakes up with a hangover.
Yeah. Okay. And so you guys all come to consciousness the next day, and as far as I'm concerned, it's time for fantasy errands if you so decide to do that first, or you could go visit Lord Athos first. Whatever you guys as a group decide you would like to do.
I would argue that Rooks would literally get up as early as possible so that he could get his shopping done as early as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Dr. Rooks, I would agree that Dr. Rooks would probably be the first one up and ready to go. So, Dr. Rooks, is there some place specific you would like to go run your magic errands?
An
Fantasy
armor
errands?
shop, and or an enchantment shop.
Okay. And is there something specific you want to play out, or can we just do what we discussed?
Yeah, we could just do what we discussed. If there's role play needed, I'll do it. Sure.
I mean, not necessarily. So you go out into the early morning, the sun's just rising. It's smell of freshly baked bread through the city as you kind of walk around the center ring of Pignus, where it's just like, it's beautiful. Sky's pink, fresh air. It's great. And it's not hard to find some sort of, it's like kind of like a all-in-one type enchantment shop that has a smithery attached outside as well. It looks like it's just opening for business. Very easily, you make your way inside and can purchase what you so desire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say he purchases all the things because one of them is a surprise. How long will it take to commission them, or is it instantaneous?
Um, mm, did you want which armor did you decide on?
I believe it was. Yeah, I chose plate, and those are the most expensive. So altogether, I'm gonna end up spending around 41,000 gold.
Okay, sounds good.
Wait,
So
sorry,
I would
4,100 gold.
Yeah, wait.
I was like, we have that much.
It's okay. My brain went exactly what you were like saying. I picked it up. I got it. I do that all the time. Okay.
Does that have to be commissioned, or can I just pick it up?
To get it, I'm trying to think what they'd have in stock. Yeah, they would have both that in stock.
Okay.
So, but that's about all they have in stock. So since you were the first, if anybody else is trying to buy the same exact thing, they might
cool.
need a commission.
So I get those two things, and the last thing I need is times 2. Oh yeah, 800 for that. Okay, cool. And then after that, I just need my +1 shield.
Okay, and we decided that was, I wrote it down somewhere.
300. I already added all of it. Altogether, everything
Legit.
that I want is 4,100 gold.
Okay, that is pretty easy for you to buy those things since it's pretty basic and already enchanted. So, alrighty.
Yep, my three items. Let me subtract that.
I'd say it's also pretty easy to make sure you're all stocked up on the rest of your goods for making potions and the like in the future. So.
And now this part might actually involve role playing.
Okay.
Well, some of it will. He's going to go to I don't want to say the bad part of town because that's kind of rude.
But the outer ring.
At the outer ring, essentially. And he's going to look for any let's say shadier people so that he can find a way to the, let's say, underbelly part of the place.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
I only have a +3 in that, so I'm excited.
This will be entertaining.
Why did I not put points into investigation? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to complain anymore. I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, so a total of 23. It's pretty easy for you to find. Oh, wait, Shorty, like actually? Or were you joking around? Okay. So actually, it's pretty easy for you to find. You talk quickly with someone on the street that you see. One of the more, that the people who know all of the things in this kind of area are the street urchins, and so it's not hard for you to track one down and bribe them with a gold and essentially say like, "Hey, where can I find the black market? Where can I find like the place to be?" And they
Out loud.
actually, what?
I said just out loud in front of some blue coats.
Nah, you can haul him off into an alleyway.
Yeah, I know.
Oh wait, that sounds real creepy. Anyway, so the street urchin, very excited for his gold piece, directs you to the Rusty Blade, which has as you kind of walk up to it, it's actually a bar that you weren't there for, but some of your fellow party members have actually visited before. But it's kind of like one of those old-timey bars with the sorry, just like choked. One of the old-timey bars with like the, oh my gosh, the wooden walkway that in like the old towns. I'm boardwalk. Yeah, kind of like that. Outside of it, and it's looks a little worn out. There's like cut marks of axes or the like on the outside from where you suppose a bar fight might break out. And it says the Rusty Blade on it, and as you kind of walk inside, you see, despite the early morning, there's a couple people drinking already. And behind the bar, you see a man who looks like really sunken deep in eyes. He looks real tired, ginger guy with a bit of a scruffy beard and a scar across his eye. But also in the bar, as you kind of look around, you see your fellow bard friend lounging and enjoying a morning cocktail. So Elman is in there too. Yep, really.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if
Oops.
Dr. Rooks would say anything to him.
Wouldn't.
Just walks
he
into a bar,
probably-
nods at your party member. No big.
The thing about it is, I think if Elman sees him, he would wave, and then he would instantly go to the scruffy guy. And in his head, he's just saying, "For God's sake, please don't come over. Please don't come over." But like, he's
Elman,
gonna
would
go
you? Elman, would you go over, or would you continue lounging?
I don't know. I don't know that I saw.
Fair.
I mean, roll a perception check. Dr. Rooks isn't very hard to miss with his mask, so I'd say with the 16, you definitely saw him walk in.
Oh, okay. I'd probably, honestly, I wouldn't go to him. I would just scream at him. Oh, hey, buddy.
Yells across the bar
Um,
at stupid o'clock in the morning.
in a very good Elvish accent, he says, "Oh, sorry, no understand, common," and then he just walks over to the scruffy man.
Elman would shrug because that seems weird, but it's Rogue, so it's not that weird. And then he would disappear.
That's fair.
Wait, disappear, or like continue drinking?
Yeah, he's gonna walk.
Walk. You cut out walk.
He's gonna walk.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so you walk up to the guy behind the bar. You walk up to the guy behind the bar, and he kind of looks at you curiously with your mask on your face and your dark clothes, and just goes, "Can I help you?"
I need to find stuff that isn't. I need to find people who are willing to do anything for a coin.
And are you with an organization or just passing through?
I'm wearing a mask. Why in God's name would I be with an organization?
Well,
Listen, I need people who are shadier to do this.
well, doing stuff around like that around here is going to cost you coin, friend.
I'm very well aware.
So what's it to you?
he says, "I'm trying to get into someone's good graces. So if I ever need them, I can ask them for something, and they feel like they can trust me. I recently spent a bit of coin, so I can't buy it now. So I can't buy anything now, but I need a contact who I can talk to, get to know, and so in the future when I need to buy something, it won't be as much of a hassle. And that something is are people who know how to fight."
Hmm. Mercenaries, I see. Well, I could help you with that. However, around these parts, we don't trust outsiders necessarily. And unless you have someone sponsoring you, it's a little difficult to get in the know.
He kind of says he says, "So I can't even so I can't hire underbelly mercenaries unless someone is sponsoring me."
In this city, unfortunately, unless you can manage to find the mercenaries yourself. I'm saying getting the connections, hard part.
He says. He looks and he thinks for a sec. He's like, "Hmm. All right, I'll take that in mind." And he's very much smiling under his mask because he realizes that they're literally about to meet the son of a lord.
Okay.
And then last thing he's gonna do, he's going to go to a different. Are there different armory shops,
I
or
mean,
is there only the one that he went to?
no, there's a couple different ones.
He's gonna go to another one that isn't the one he went to, and he's going to sell his breastplate and his shield if he could.
Okay.
I can tell you how much they're worth, and you can decide what you want.
Oh, thank you for doing the research for
Uh,
me. I just panicked. Oh
my
no,
breastplate,
we lost Holo. Okay.
it's fine.
Breastplate
Uh,
and
my
shields.
the breastplate is 400 gold. It
Mhm.
costs 400 gold, and the shield costs 10 gold.
Okay, roll a persuasion check for me, because I'm assuming you're haggling.
I have a +4 in persuasion. It sadly, it's better than my investigate. All right, let's see. That's
Okay.
pretty good.
So, with that roll, which is a 22, you manage
sorry.
to sell both the breastplate and the shield for 410. So you sell at market price.
Dope, dope, dope. Okay, remove shield. Remove.
Alrighty. Anything else, Dr. Rix?
Last thing, I'm not sure. Joey, would Zylovar be awake early in the morning,
Fuck no, he's drunk.
or is he still? Okay, did he sleep in a room or did he sleep on the floor again?
Well, he's probably asleep on the floor.
Alright,
The
cool.
bartender is
Uh,
the bar owner is at their last leg right now.
big sad. I was gonna say Rosario. Rooks puts a box next to Zai, and it just says to Zai, and it says hopefully this will help you stay alive longer. And it just says little heart Rooks. And
Aww.
it's not like a little heart, it literally says little heart, comma, Rooks. And no, and then it says PPS, I looked at a book on gift giving. Apparently it's nice to say that.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
Oh my god.
So whenever it's your turn, you can just open it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Who's next? Who would be awake next? I mean, we've already kind of followed Elman, so I'm down to stick with that if you guys are.
Yeah, that's fine. With
Elman?
me anyways.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So, Elman, you walk around the corner after witnessing. Oh yay, Holo's back. You walk around the corner after witnessing your cleric friend talking the bartender up and pretending not to know you, and duck back into the familiar door that has the symbol of the mask on the front and down the bottom and through past the guard. And are met with, after walking through a little bit of hallways, are met with the open cavern area that has all sorts of stalls as well as a little bar kind of set off to the side. Again, it's even though it's morning, it's still like kind of bustling for morning, and there seems to be a lot of people who are still like drinking, which is hilarious. At like 8 o'clock in the morning, because there's like really no way to tell time down here. Anyway, so what would you like to do?
Well, first, since everyone's drinking, I would grab a drink because I like to blend in.
Okay. So you easily grab a drink. It seems that the bartender has started to pour a little lighter for some of the other people, but like when he sees that you're new, he like pours you a real good one. Oh, you cut out.
I appreciate so. I walk around and try.
Okay. Make an investigation check. That is a 13 for investigation. Okay, so as you're walking around, you see that some of the owner or some of the like shop kind of like what are they called? Like oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the term. Whatever, all the little like tent shops essentially are some of them are open, some of them are closed. It seems that there's no like solid time around here that things are running. It's kind of just like a when you want to sell your stuff, you sell your stuff thing. They got going on. But there's a couple different things that catch your eye. One of them is a shop that seems to be selling all sorts of different daggers and short swords.
Okay, I'll walk up.
Okay. You see a kind of shady looking girl with black hair pulled tightly back into a braid, like sharpening a long dagger, and she just nods at you and tells you to peruse around as you will.
Is she? She looks young or old?
She looks like late 20s.
Okay, I was picturing like a 13-year-old when you said girls.
I mean, low-key want that to be a thing now because that's hilarious.
You already said 20.
I know
so...
I did. We're stuck.
Okay, yeah, I'll peruse around.
Okay. As you're looking, you see a couple different types of daggers. You see the more popular venom ones and the flame tongue daggers, as well as just daggers that look to be a little stronger than usual. You see some sort of short swords that light on fire and the like. But the one that really catches your eye is a dagger that is just kind of labeled with darkness.
Okay, I don't want to pick it up because I don't want to make her think I'm rude or anything. So I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, do you have any?"
She just kind of looks at you and she says, "Well, it shrouds the room in darkness that no one else can see through except you. Makes it a little easier to kill."
Oh, that's quite a special power it has.
What's it? What?
What's it go?
3,000.
3,000. Is that a? Have you seen any other?
This one's unique.
Seems like it. Seems like a good weapon. No one.
No one can see through it except the caster unless they have any sort of special ability.
Well, I'm a little low on gold. Could you
Make a persuasion check, but you're gonna need to work harder than that. Are you saying like anything else, or are you just saying that?
That's all I.
Okay. She eyes you a little bit and just says, you have a good eye, and nods at you.
Okay, well I'll take out. I'll give her 29 a little tip,
Okay.
and I'll take.
100 gold is a little tip.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like
So
a night of
she-
Dale for Zion.
right? She hands you the dagger and takes the gold and weighs it in her palm. And then tucks it away.
Well, I appreciate the business, and I'll.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to look for down here?
I mean, I'll give it a once over, see if there's anything else.
Okay, make another investigation check. Okay, that was an 8. So as you're looking around, you don't seem to see like a ton. It just seems pretty basic. The only other thing that really catches your eye is someone selling potions, but you're not really sure what they all do.
Okay, I don't like potions, so
Okay, are you gonna stay down at the bar and drink for a bit, or are you gonna head back up?
it's early. I'll stay.
Okay, so you stay down there at the bar for a bit. Okay. So we got our 2 early risers, who would be up a little bit after that. It's like, I'd say 8-ish now at this point.
Stun is very eager, so he'd probably be up too.
Okay. So, Snud, what would you like to do?
I would also like to go to the armor shop and also buy myself some armor.
Okay. So you ask around and you kind of are directed, I mean, unbeknownst to you, but you're directed to the same armor shop that I described earlier. It's like kind of like a enchantment armor mix, sort of, with a smithery attached and the like. And you managed to find your way there after asking around and asking the bartender for some directions. The sun is starting to rise a little bit more, and it smells so good outside with all the baked goods and fantasy coffee and teas scents going through the air. And so you walk your way into the store. I don't know. I'd say you'd probably be more fascinated with the armory and kind of like poke your head around the smithery a little bit more before you walked inside. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you see kind of gruff looking dwarf outside with dark beard, kind of braided and then like tossed over his shoulder, and he's hammering away at a sword. He just kind of grunts and looks up at you and then looks back down.
I'm looking for like armor, like really expensive armor and really good armor. An armor that would fit a dragonborn paladin.
Armor's inside, little one.
Okay, thank you.
And then I'd shuffle to the inside.
I can just imagine Snud like running to the door and then like having to jump up to like open the handle.
Hold on.
It's
hold
really
on.
cute.
Let's be honest. Snud doesn't run, he waddles.
That's really cute.
Can't do that. He's baby.
Okay, anyways, so you managed to find your way inside. It looks pretty bustling for this early in the morning. You get the idea that it's a pretty popular shop. And it's pretty easy to hunt down the kind of mannequins where they're displaying the really awesome full plate armor. So,
Ooh, shiny.
yes, very shiny.
They happen to have some mithril full plate armor.
I would say that they would have one like kind of ready to go.
Ooh, I'll take it.
Okay, so you talk with one of the shopkeepers. I'm trying to decide if Snud would like ask for it to be kind of like taken down a little bit since it's like so big and he's tiny, or if he would just like go with it being.
Go with it because he'll grow into it.
Oh my
when
gosh,
he
I love it.
grows into Dragonborn Paladin size.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so it's pretty easy to talk with them. And is Snud smart enough to haggle, or would Snud just be
Nope.
like,
No, Snud does not haggle.
okay, so it's about 2,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
So,
Hold.
yep. Keep in mind, you guys also have like platinum pieces, which is the equivalent of
Yeah.
10 gold pieces. So yeah. Fantasy shopping.
Fantasy shopping. Sorry, I thought you needed a backup.
All right.
I appreciate it. Uh,
That's done. So I would also like to go to a jewel crafting store to sell gems and possibly get some recipes.
Okay. So you ask around the store to see if there's, like a place where there's jewelers and people who enchant jewelry, and they direct you across the town to the Enchanters Guild, actually, in the kind of artisan quarter. And so you make your way there, enjoying the fresh morning air and seeing people start to come out and walk around a little bit more. And you come to this kind of open courtyard that seems to be like the Artisans Guild area. And it's pretty simple to ask around and find and see who is building jewelry and the like. And so you walk inside and you see what appears to be a woman with long blonde hair braided back in a loose braid, and she's in really pretty purple robes and is like a pair of glasses, but like not like glasses like the ones that jewelers wear that like have the little magnifying glasses that come down and stuff,
Yeah.
perched on top of her head, and she like has a croissant bagel fantasy equivalent stuffed in her mouth as she's looking at a couple of gems behind the counter.
Croissants are a European thing. You can just say she has a croissant.
I know. I panicked. She's a croissant in her mouth. Okay.
I panicked. She has a French pastry unknown to it. It kind of resembles a croissant, but it's not.
Okay. So she is standing there behind the counter, checking out what appears to be what you recognize very easily as a giant ruby.
Ooh, shiny ruby.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. She like starts a little bit, like you surprised her, and looks down at you and goes, "Oh, welcome in. How can I help you?"
Hi, I got a lot of gems, especially emeralds that I would like to sell off, and I'm also looking for some recipes because I'm also a jewel crafter, and I would like to make the most fantastic, awesome jewels ever. And I'm also interested in maybe having some eyeglasses like you do, so I could even better at jewel crafting.
Um, she kind of like chuckles a little bit and smiles down at you, and then says, "Oh, well, certainly, I would love to purchase your gems as well as we could definitely discuss. I have some diagrams and the like drawn out. I am always one to pass on knowledge. So if you would like to purchase them, we can definitely arrange that."
That's great. I also have dragon's eyes. Not actual gems, but they're actually literal dragon eyes, and I was wondering if I could do anything special with these.
You see her like actually stop and consider. Um, you know, that would be more of an alchemical ingredient, but if you're a jeweler and would like to, I'm certain you could get castings in gold or silver or platinum and could use them if you want to for the, the look. It'd be interesting. I've never seen jewelry like that before. So
That'd be awesome.
she seems like really nice and encouraging, and like she likes to teach and such. So what gems are you selling?
I've got 20. I've got gems that are worth 100 gold, and I've got gems that are worth 500 gold
Okay.
emeralds.
So how
Have-
much?
I'm
I'm about to say I put all
thinking.
the things in info.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm thinking of selling 20 gems worth 1,000 gold and 7 emeralds worth 500 gold.
Okay. 20 gems worth 1,000, so that's
That would be all in all. That's roughly 5,500's worth.
okay. Cool. I trust your math. I don't want to do math right now.
Eh,
So that's very easy for you to trade. So go ahead and mark those off and add that gold in. she's very fair and purchases the correct price, especially when she notices that you can properly identify how much they're worth. So it's like one of those, once you know that someone knows how much they're worth, you're not going to try to swindle them by any means.
Do you have any recipes or schematics I could have?
Well,
I
you
could
mentioned
buy?
you were interested in eyeglasses. What type of eyeglasses are you interested in? Something that helps you see further? Something that. What are you looking for? I have several here, and she lays some out. And you see ones that are like made to kind of help zoom in and check things out when you're jewel crafting, and you see some that are like that seem to be just interesting looking glasses. And as she like kind of points at them, she says, if you have the ability to cast enhance ability, you can definitely enchant these yourself as well, and they can help you see better and roll better. Or I almost said roll better on perception checks. That's not. That's not what she would say. That's what I would say.
That's
But
breaking
help you
characters
be a
already.
little bit more. I know. I'm trying. Help you be a little bit more perceptive.
Ooh, I'll take those. Yeah.
Okay.
Those sound fantastic.
Is there anything else type of jewelry you're interested in? I have plenty of schematics.
Well, I was thinking of actually buying something like what you're using right now to better focus the light so I could see the gems better.
Hmm.
I could be even better at jewel crafting. Do you have an extra pair?
Hold on, let me look. And she kind of rummages around a little bit, and then she like pops her face back up and like looks at you, and you get the idea she's like measuring to see how it'll fit you. And then pops back down and pulls out a pair that looks a little bit smaller, and hands it to you, and says, "I'll give you the schematics for the eyeglasses and these for about 50 gold."
Oh, that's a great deal. I'll take it.
Amazing.
He doesn't even care about
Do
price.
you,
He's just like 50 gold here.
That's
if
not.
she had if she had legit said it costs all your gold, he would have given it all to her.
Oh my god, baby.
Just
Okay,
like a kid at the ice cream truck. How much
pretty
is this SpongeBob ice cream? All of it.
much.
How many ice creams can I get for $20? Just one. Yay!
Okay. And then she asks you if there's anything else that she can help you with.
Uh, well, I'm looking just for random recipes, random diagrams. Do you have any random diagrams lying around that I could buy?
Hmm. She looks around. You want
Maybe,
something?
maybe something I could use with these emeralds that I still have. I still have a few emeralds.
I have something that would be lovely for that size emerald. And she starts rummaging through, and she pulls out what seems to be some sort of kind of amulet looking thing. It's a pretty chain, and it has like a teardrop shape that holds like a teardrop shape in gold that holds like a gem in the center. Um, and she says, you can definitely change up the metals as well as the gem inside, but this would look lovely with that size emeralds. And if you want to enchant it, I'm certain you could probably go for some sort of poison resistance, which would match the green, or if you want to mix it up, figure out something along those lines.
Ooh, pretty.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. So
Uh,
I can enchant gems to do anything I want. Like I really want to have like 4 arms, or maybe even speak to rats and hear what they say before I eat them. That'd be awesome.
well, she like chuckles. I'm not certain there's a way to enchant yourself to grow additional arms. However, you could enchant something with the speak with animals spell and be able to talk with rats.
Ooh, how does that work?
You just spend time for every 8 hours you spend, or every day that you work on it, you spend time casting the spell and concentrating in the item that's already previously made. So you need to make the item first, and then you can begin the enchantment process. And it does take quite a bit of gold to be able to enchant it, provide the ingredients and the necessary components, but it's worth it in the end, as you can typically sell it for more. That's how I make mine.
Ooh, that sounds complicated. Do you have a book that explains it all or something?
Here, I actually wrote one myself. And she pulls it down off the shelf, a copy of it. And she says, "You've been quite a great student. I'll give you the book for free."
Ooh, thank you. What's your name?
Oh, my name is RN Way.
Yarnway, you're awesome. I'll tell all my friends about you.
Did we?
I appreciate it.
Did we find a love interest for Snud?
I mean, she's like an older lady, but
You know
she
what?
looks like late 30s.
Snud doesn't discriminate. He's not ageist.
Oh my gosh.
Also, love how you judged Rooks about eating rats. Now all of a sudden you act like it's your thing.
He judged Brooks for eating cooked rats.
Yeah, why would you cook them? It makes no sense.
Fair.
They're so much better fresh.
That's a throwback to session 1. Aw.
But also,
Okay.
it's kind of dark that you're just gonna talk to a rat before you like eat it. Like, what is it gonna say besides "No, don't eat me"? Like,
Well, they always screech and yell and trash about. It'd be good to know what they actually say.
Oh my gosh.
Please don't.
Okay. Is there anything
Right.
else you would like to do, Snud?
Nope, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm probably just gonna head back to the tavern and play around with my gems
Alrighty.
and the nice little magnifying glasses.
Yeah, your new amazing jeweler's glasses.
Yeah.
Those by the way will give you a +1 on all your jewelers crafting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Who's next? Fantasy shopping. Let's go.
Fantasy shopping.
So I'd say at this point it's probably like 9 o'clock.
Only 3 more people.
Cass, you
Mhm.
want to go fantasy shopping?
sure. I'd probably wake up later though, on the day.
Sure.
Oh, like later than 9?
Yeah, I probably slept then.
Okay. Avalan, would you be hauling out at 9 or would you wait a little bit longer?
Do, 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 do.
Rain, we can't hear you if you're talking. Oh, she gone?
She gone. She's like, you know what?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I will go to Alchemist to sell the dragon's blood.
Okay. It's
What
pretty
the-
easy to find the alchemist. And they're very thrilled to purchase real dragon's blood from you. Of course, they check it beforehand. They take it to the back for a minute,
They lick
just
it.
double check it.
Tastes
Actually,
like sulfur.
I wouldn't put that past an alchemist. I mean, in Skyrim, how you learn things do what they do in alchemy, you eat them, which is gross. Anyway, so it's pretty easy to talk with them, and they tell you that the healing potion, regular healing potion worth, they'll pay you 150 gold worth for, and then the superior healing potion worth, they'll pay you 300 gold for.
To 450. I'll take
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Okay. So that's pretty easy. Is there anything you want to purchase there, or you're just there to sell?
Just there to sell.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go back to the bar and wait for Lazy Sly to get up.
Okay. He is conked out on top of a table, sleeping, snoring, with
The
a
box is
box
right
right next to him. So I don't know if Avalan's snoopy enough to read the note.
Nope.
Aw, she's so nice. Are you writing in your book to your patron?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Zai, you start to kind of wake up a little bit when the bar starts to get a little more poppin'. And breakfast scents come through. You're feeling a little nauseous, but you pretend you're not because you can't be nauseous. You gotta be good.
Ugh.
Ready to drink more.
Can you shut up? You're so loud. What is this box?
Acting like he's not in this opened area.
Well, then again, he's just like, let me sleep.
And the open bar.
Yes.
Solid.
What
Okay.
what is this box? As
Here's the. By the way, here's the note taped to the box.
oh Lord.
Oh my gosh, you actually wrote a note. I love you.
Wait,
This is his
where?
exact handwriting.
Ah,
Do you want me to read this out loud?
I already read it, but if you
Sure.
want to, go ahead.
Oh, dearest Zylovar. You spelled my name wrong. But then again, he doesn't.
no, he didn't.
No, he doesn't know how to spell his name, so that'd be fair.
Oh, this is great. Okay, keep
This-
going. Sorry.
This will help you stay alive longer. Don't lose it. What is this?
You have an intelligence of 11. I think you can
Okay. He has street smarts. He doesn't have book smarts.
read.
That would be wisdom.
That
That's
would be
literally what a wizard
wisdom,
stat
yeah.
is.
Shut up.
Can I see Daddy struggling?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're sitting right next to him.
I mean, to be fair, he is probably hangover drunk.
I mean, yes,
Fair.
my eyes swim when I'm still kind of drunk when I'm hungover. It's gross. I don't like it.
Read this for me. The world is spinning.
Okay. Dearest Zylovar, this will help you stay alive longer. Don't lose it, please. Little heart, Dr. Wooks.
What-
P.S. I read that you should label gifts with that ending.
What is little heart? What is
I don't.
it?
Don't.
Oh, by the way, you guys, Avalan, you could probably guess the way what he read is that you're supposed to end it with a little heart, so it's supposed to be literally a picture of a little heart dash his name,
Oh.
but he took it literally.
Oh, okay. Label gifts. What's in box? I break box. What's in box?
Oh. Oh, just open the
Hey,
box nicely.
Zylovar, if you could have a piece of armor look like anything you want, what would it look like?
Probably like a shoulder plate. Like
Okay, cool. You open it. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Pretty much like
Yeah, go ahead.
Like football shoulder pads.
Okay, cool. You open it up. It's mithril shoulder pads essentially.
Nice. Oh,
So you have mithril plate armor now.
interesting. This
Now you don't have to roll disadvantage on your stealth.
This looks like something I can cause chaos in. Let me see. I gotta put it on. Mithril shoulder pads? Oh, Christ.
Mithril plate armor.
It's not full plate. It's half plate, though. Yeah.
What's full plate? I did the math for that.
Hold on, I'm looking at this wrong.
Sorry, just like fuck.
Oh, with
Sure.
the 15,000 gold. Dang. Okay.
Why do you think it costs 4,100?
Boy, math has been real hard all day because I've been doing so much
Fair.
money math.
Yeah. So
Money.
basically, I got us both mithril full plate armor because I'm a life domain cleric. I'm proficient.
Mithril
Nice.
So now,
armor.
now I can run into the fray with my 21 AC.
Dang. And because it's mithril, you don't need the 15
I have a-
strength.
Sorry, could you
Yeah,
add it to
I
my
have it.
Could you add it to my inventory because I can't find it?
Yes, I will. I will do that. Give me a minute.
Thank you,
Also, I
sorry.
have a +0 to dex, so rolling with disadvantage on stealth would not be
Jesus
ideal.
Christ.
Okay.
Cool. Aha! Avalan. Are you ready to go and vanquish our enemies and drink the blood of our I can't think right now, the world's still spinning. Where is Snud? Did he run off again?
I mean, he's not there.
Okay, well thanks. I'm asking Avalan a question. She's ignoring me. So
Apparently, I figured I'd answer you.
Burst out laughing. One, we are not gonna be drinking blood from our enemies if we ever do.
you're not, anyways.
Why would you drink blood? Why
That-
are you so angry all the
So-
time like that?
Soldiers drink the blood of enemies to show dominance.
No,
That's
they
not-
don't.
Excuse the hell out of you. But are you Goliath? Were you there when I squashed the heads of my enemies beneath the heel of my boot?
No.
Then I suggest you shut up. Come on. As he takes someone's mug of ale on his way out.
Avalan, as he takes someone's mug of ale, you see the bartender just sigh and go pour another one.
I will just
Before-
put 2 gold pieces on the table.
Okay. And the bartender's already putting another one in front of the customer who is starting to protest.
I just say, take, just don't question it.
Huh.
All right.
Okay.
I need
So-
dagger.
At this point, the sun is kind of almost fully risen. It smells yummy like bread still, but it's not we real bustling now. We real bustling. So, Zylova, you said you need dagger?
Yep.
Okay. So you ask around looking for some sort of smithery or the place that could turn your dragon's tooths into daggers, and you're directed to, once again, the most popular armor weapon enchanting area that we have been to twice already this morning. And you see the same dwarf hammering away outside at the smithery and the pretty bright sign over the double doors.
You, tiny man. I have dragon tooth. I need them into daggers.
He looks up at you and he goes, "You call me tiny man and I'm not going to want to do work for you.
Just don't take it offensively.
Let me see him."
I lay all 3 dragon teeth on the counter.
He looks at them. He kind of wipes his hand off and looks at them a little bit. Nice. Good job pulling them out. If it was you who pulled them out.
It
It was
me.
him. It was him.
Well, I can certainly make these into daggers for you. Just plain daggers.
Just plain daggers.
3 of them? All 3?
Oh yes.
Okay. He looks at it and goes, "It'll take me about 2 days with all my other things, and it'll be 10 gold pieces each."
So he lays down 50 gold pieces. There's 20 more. Do it. That is your priority.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh lord. All right.
I mean, you bribed him too, so the DC's lower, but don't worry.
Okay. Persuasion. Oh, great. Plus 0. So he's just giving attitude. 2. Oh lord.
He looks at you and he pushes the 20 gold back and says, "I don't take bribes.
What?
It'll take me."
He's a dwarf. What are you talking about? He doesn't take bribes.
Wow, the racism jumped out.
Wow. He just glares at you and says, "End of day tomorrow."
All right.
So you got your 20 gold back though.
Cool.
It wasn't rude enough to say no and still take 20 gold. And then he just grunts and turns his back to you and goes back to what he was doing.
Wait, I had a question.
He turns back around. "Yes, Missy?"
Do you have any leather armor, anything light that
All that
Magic
stuff is found inside.
and I go inside?
Okay. So you guys walk inside, you see the same bustling shop. The different areas of the shop are kind of designated based on the type of armor you want. There's absolutely no plate armor in the whole shop anymore. Okay. And so it's pretty easy to find the different types of light armor. For the sake of this, what were you looking for specifically?
Studded leather.
Okay, yeah, that's really easy for you to find. Just plain studded leather is 45 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, are you trying to haggle or are you just taking it?
I'm just taking it.
Okay, there you go. You now have new studded leather armor.
Instead of leather armor.
You making fun of me?
No,
Wanna go?
I'm your backup singer. Gosh.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry. I'm just so ready to fight tonight, apparently.
Zylovar literally sees Zari materialize, and she just falcon punches him.
Just a random DM falcon punch, you know.
Misty Mistress wants to fight. I'm ready to fight.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do in the store, Avalon?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore.
I would ask where a store is where I could buy some enchantment stuff.
Okay, what kind of enchantment stuff are you looking for?
Like the stuff we talked about, the cloak of protection, ring of protection.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. I'm trying to find my laundry list. Okay, you ask around and they direct you to kind of across the street. You see another like magical item general goods type store. So it seems that these two kind of have like an agreement going on. One of them sells armor and weapons, and the other sells like magic items and potions, etc. So it's pretty easy for you to find, and you walk in, and they cloaks and rings of protection are pretty simple in terms of they're usually in stock. So I think we agreed on 500 gold pieces each if you want to purchase both of those.
Yeah. How much platinum is 1,000?
100.
Okay.
You could just put in the gold, actually. It'll
Yeah, you
just
could.
subtract it automatically.
I'll subtract it for you.
Nope, I'm good.
It's fair.
I'm good.
Is there anything else you want to buy there?
No.
Okay. Anything else
I
for
love
you
how
two?
I love how we're all getting ripped.
I know, right? Ugh. Okay, anything else you two?
Nope.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to the bar, purchase some yummy smelling bread and sweet roll type things on your way back. It's delicious. Okay. So at this point it's like 10 or 11 and Cass, you're kind of waking up still. The bar's a little noisy.
I'm gonna change forms.
Okay. What form are you changing to?
Or no, actually, I'm gonna stay in my form right now.
Okay, and just to remind everybody, you were in the red-headed half-elf form. Am I right? I didn't.
I thought it was the black-haired girl.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, yes, they were in the black-haired girl form when you last saw them, but they went to their room and then shifted into.
Oh wait, sorry, they. I keep saying he. My bad.
I think they're. I never put their race. I think they're half elf. Yeah, you're right.
Woo!
Okay.
DM for the
Sorry,
win.
no, so my character better than me. But yeah, just saying that form.
Okay. So.
Then I'll collect my thing that was made.
Okay. So it's pretty easy for you to make your way back down to the black market underneath. Make a perception check as you walk inside.
9.
Okay, yeah, you don't see Elman. Elman, I don't know if you're people watching and if you want to see if you see Cass walk in. Or if you don't care enough.
I don't know. He said he showed up late, so I might.
Okay, fair. Okay, so you walk back to the same enchanter who is just kind of opening shop, and he's sitting there working on stuff, and just looks up at you, and I'm pretty sure you were in that form. You weren't in that form when you purchased it.
I was trying to be in the form that he saw me in.
Okay.
I think
We'll
it was
just
that
say
one.
we'll just
I
say for
can't
the sake of
remember.
it that you were in that form because I can't quite remember. Okay. So pretty easy to finish the exchange and to pay the rest of the gold and get your item. He shows you how to toggle through the 6 different clothes options and how they work, as well as how to enchant it with the new clothing options.
Mhm.
Even though you don't have magic, but it would be pretty easy for you to just be like, yo, someone with magic do this.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then I pay him the other half, correct?
Yes.
What was that amount?
I wrote it up here. This page is 10 long, or this document is 10 pages long.
Oof.
You owe 225.
Okay.
I was like, I know I
225.
wrote it down. I just saw it.
You gotta be like that.
And yeah. And then after I purchase the item, I'm going to go send a letter.
Okay. So it's pretty easy to find the our D&D UPS, which is now a thing. You walk into the mail store and see a couple humans and a couple Aarakocra who you haven't actually seen before. They look like giant bird people, walking around, milling about, and manage to post your letter very simply.
And I'll put 5,000 gold in it.
Okay, 5,000 gold, and then it costs about 20 gold to send.
Okay, so 5,020. Oh wait, shit. I realized what I just did. I think I accidentally added instead of removed. Okay, so 5,020, right?
Yes.
And the other amount was because I added that one too.
Oh, 225.
225. Okay. Is that right? No, okay. So 5,020. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Cass?
No.
Okay. I would say that you all made your way probably back to the Headless Dragon to finish breakfast and the like, and kind of come to meet at it's like 10:30 or 11-ish in the morning, late morning. Although you guys partied pretty late after killing, well, some of you partied pretty late after killing a dragon. So you guys kind of find your way back together. I don't know if anybody would have taken any detours or the like, but you eventually make your way back to the Headless Dragon.
Rooks says as everyone sits down. I would like for us all to go to the bathhouse for relaxation. And he says, and I will clearly be paying for all of you.
In a really good Elven accent, Elvin's gonna say, "No speak."
He looks at you. He's like, I don't. Oh, that was sarcasm. All right. He says, I apologize. I had business to take care of, and I didn't want them to think that I was trying to rat them out or anything.
Fair enough. I'll go to the bathhouse.
Great. You see, he pulls out a book. He's like, I looked at this book on interaction, and it told me that morale can make people better fighters.
I don't need to be better fighter. I am great fighter.
He says, "Oh, you're wearing the armor I gave you."
Yes, I appreciate it. You and I will cause such chaos now.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically, he says anyone who wants to come to bathhouse, come, because he wants to see if morale can really make people better fighters.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. As
Before
he
we
writes
go,
down his
guys,
book.
I got like. Before we go, guys, I went to the jewelry shop and I got a lot of gold for all of the gems we had, so we could share it. We could share it.
Right.
Oh,
He pulls
wow.
out his abacus.
Ah.
Very nice of you.
So, in
Oh,
How much did you get?
I got 10 gold. No, I'm kidding. I got 5,500 gold.
so Zylovar
Is that
turns-
5,500?
So Zai turns to Avalan and then Giant. He's like, "What a nerd with his abacus."
That would be.
I'm a nerd too. I read
That would
books.
be.
Yeah,
That
but
would be
you can-
917 gold for each of us.
You don't speak Giant. That's why he spoke in Giant.
I don't speak giant.
No, you don't.
No, I
917 gold for each of us.
Okay, why don't you drop that in campaign info for everybody?
What?
All right.
I would, but I don't have a freaking keyboard.
do I need to copy and paste the languages I know in chat again?
No, the
You
whole joke of it was that nobody else speaks giant except Zai.
Yeah.
He's insulting somebody in a language nobody else speaks.
So everyone gets 917 gold each. He divides it up.
Okay. So are you guys heading to the bathhouse?
Oh, no. I meant after we tell our employer the good news.
We still have some ingredients to buy to find. We had to find a changeling hair and a hag's eye.
We can do all that after the bathhouse, but first we need to give our employer this heart so he doesn't think that we bailed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Also,
Yeah,
I just
okay.
realized Rooks seems like super fake, but he literally just uses the most casual slang.
Okay, Elman, what were you saying?
I was just saying, I think that they're magically searching for the other items for it.
Perfect.
Well, I think we could go back to the hag's place and double check.
Oh Christ! There's something going on.
Sorry, Cass, what were you saying? Go back to the hag's place and double check.
Hollow. I just want to let you know something went awry with your broadcast.
Oh, thank
I think that noise was coming from Holo, so he silenced real quick.
Ah, gotcha. Makes sense. I was like, oh snap.
you. Okay. So, are you guys making your way to visit Lord Athos?
Yes.
Well, that's what Rooks
I
wants to do.
guess.
The others don't want to. He's just gonna do what the others want to do.
Rooks, come share ale with me.
You know I don't drink.
You know, you keep
Every session.
you
every
keep
session.
you keep telling me this, but one day you will share ale with me in victory, and not just because I don't drink ale.
I don't do that, but anyways.
Okay.
Does everyone want to go?
I think we should go see Lord Athos first.
We have a real indecisive group right now.
Yeah.
How about you, Shorty? And Candle?
Yeah, I think we should go see the Lord first. What if in the bathhouse someone steals the dragon heart or something?
That is actually very fair.
You don't know.
I have no strong feelings
If
one way or
somebody
the other.
tries to take Dragonheart, I will rip arms off and feed them to him.
First
Speaking
off,
of-
no, you're not gonna rip off somebody's arms and
Speaking of
You-
Dragonheart, I fully feel like either Snud or Zylova should hold it, just in case.
You say that I'm not gonna do a lot of things, but you'd be very surprised.
No, he said he thinks the two of you should hold it because
no.
the two of you can actually fight, can actually throw hands.
No, he was talking Avalanche. He was talking Avalanche. No, you will not be ripping off arms. It's like, you say he won't, but you'd be surprised what he'd do.
Yeah, maybe a lot of assumptions there. Anyways, let's actually go to Lord
I will
Athos.
stomp you before you
Okay.
can do that.
So just reminding you, you guys got a letter from Lord Athos that essentially said like, "Yo, these people can come and go as they please into the inner circle." So it's not hard for you to find your way to the inner circle and
Can Zai like very pettily like show off the letter and wave it in the guard's face like?
I mean, it's not the same guards,
Well,
but yeah.
But still, he's just like he's very petty over. You cannot enter. He's just like, look what we got.
Roll for roll for pettiness. I don't know
Okay.
what
Plus
that would
charisma.
be. It'd be a
Wait.
general charisma check.
Oh shit! I didn't add my charisma. Oh, I have a +0 on charisma anyway, so whatever. As long as he's just showing,
Pettiness is 6.
as long as he's just showing off the letter and walking by.
Yes, he is. It's fine. So you make your way back to the palace type castle thing in the middle of the inner ring with the beautiful gardens on the outside. There's still quite a bit of guards patrolling, and as you walk into the inner, like main entranceway, you see there's a little bit more people milling about, but the main doors to the throne room are still shut, and there's a couple guards in the way. I don't know if you guys want to check that out or if you would keep going to where you know
There's what?
Lord Athos is. Oh, there's like some commoners milling around in the entryway, and there's a couple guards across the front of the throne room. And then I don't know if you guys would stop to check that out or if you'd continue to Lord Athos's office.
Well, Zai's very
Okay,
curious,
so-
so he'll go.
Yeah, I was about to say there are commoners just chilling.
They're kind of like walking around. You see some of them have like swords or big weapons strapped to their backs, and they're kind of standing and talking.
Actually, I just realized Rooks would probably ask Lord Athos about this.
Okay.
Yeah, so he keeps working. Well, I mean, working. He keeps walking.
Okay. So Dr. Rooks is kind of leading you towards Lord Athos's office.
So do they seem to be like crowding or anything, or is they just wandering around?
They're just like kind of standing. It seems like they're waiting. I don't know if you recall, but when I first introduced it, I told you that Lord Dougal likes to occasionally entertain adventurers and the like.
Mhm.
And some of these people seem to be somewhat adventurous, some of these don't, but they seem to like not be opening the doors today.
Do you see Rain's message?
Oh, no, sorry.
Basically,
Oh.
she says she was lagging. She didn't catch any of that.
Oh, there's people chilling outside the main entrance to the throne room. Some of them seem to be adventurers, some of them don't, but they're not being let in currently. But they don't seem
Hey,
to
Zai,
be making a stink.
Zai, can I see that note?
What's the note?
The note that says we can enter the thing that Lord Athos wants to see us?
Yes, I got no use for it now.
The note pretty much just says in common that these folk can come and go into the inner ring, and he lists all of your names and like basic descriptions as they please, and then it has his seal.
Okay, I am gonna go to one of the guards that is in front of the thing,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "Hey, we did an errand for Lord Athos, and he gave us. No, can we please be let in so we can go see him?"
While she's distracting the guard, could I sneak away from the group?
Sure. Roll a stealth check.
It's pretty shitty, but it's okay.
Dr. Rooks, I think your passive perception 17, huh?
Yeah, he turns to Kaz and very quietly says, any particular place you're going to?
I ignore him.
Bye.
Bye.
And he just turns back to the group.
Okay. So Avalan, the guards just look and say, I suppose Lord Athos is in his office. It is down the hallway on the left if you'd like one of us to escort you there.
Thank you. That would be wonderful.
Okay. So they lead you the familiar way down the hallway to Lord Athos' office, and one of them kind of knocks on the door, and you hear Lord Athos say, "One moment, please." And he just nods and says, "Wait for Lord Athos to open the door," and like walks away. Cass, quickly, where were you sneaking away to?
I just wanted to get out of line of sight of everybody, the guards and the adventure commoners.
It's pretty simple to do. Are you ducking the way towards Lord Athos' office, or are you ducking the opposite way back towards where you know kind of Lord Dougal's chambers are?
Just wherever's closest out of sight.
Okay. I would say more towards Lord Athos' office. There's like a little area you can duck into, a kind of alcove behind some curtains.
And then I'll just change forms.
Okay. Which form are you?
I'm gonna just take the pale skin woman, and then
Okay.
I'll use my item to also have the dress.
Oh, pretty. Ooh, exciting. Okay, so pretty black dress forms over your figure. It's awesome. You're very excited about your new magical item.
And then I'll just walk back and
Okay.
rejoin the group.
You slip back in with the group in a different form. Most of you recognize this form, so you're just like, oh, okay, whatever. Typical rogue behavior. So you guys are kind of standing outside Lord Athos's office for a little bit. You hear some voices inside talking. I don't know if any of you would be snoopy enough to like actively listen at the door, or if you're
Me.
just okay. Roll a perception check. Anybody who's being snoopy, roll a perception check.
Snud, come with me.
Oh, okay, sure. What are we doing?
We're listening.
Any?
Oh, son of a! I rolled a 7. 2, 6.
Nud will also try to listen since he was dragged into this.
I love how it's like anybody who's being snoopy. Elman doesn't say anything; he just rolls.
Well, Dr. Roach rolled a 17.
Okay, so we have an 11 from Elman, a 7 from Zai, 17 from Dr. Rooks, and a 14 from Snud. Okay, so most of you can't really make out what you can hear. You hear a familiar cadence of Athos's voice, and then you also hear kind of a female voice that's talking really fast, and then occasionally you'll hear kind of a stutter chime in a little bit. And Dr. Rooks, you recognize the female voice as actually, I mean, you personally weren't here for the episode, but the session, but your character would recognize the female's voice as Briana from the Charcepta archives, the library, and they seem to be kind of talking a little bit. And you can't quite exactly make out what they're saying, but you do recognize her voice. So, as you guys are kind of listening at the door, I imagine like Xylova pressing his ear to the door, but not being able to hear very much. The door, after like about 2 minutes, kind of opens abruptly. You see Xylova, you kind of stumble against the door a little bit. You see the human, a little bit shorter, of Athos, and he's in another set of kind of like a blue robes with his holding his staff on his right hand, and he just goes, "Oh, you guys are back. I'm so happy to see you. Is everyone all right? Come in, please.
Yeah,
Come in.
we killed a dragon. It was awesome.
You managed to kill her." And then you guys walk in, and you see sitting in the sitting area, you see the familiar figure of, well, Cass, you wouldn't recognize her because you weren't there, but Briana, the librarian, with her kind of lavender hair and her armor with she's actually wearing armor today instead of just robes. I'm blanking on what exactly she is wearing. I wrote it down somewhere. Where'd it go?
I need to throw down.
I need to know. She has scale armor on and a great sword on her back, and her hair is kind of pulled up into a messy ponytail on top of her head. She's a little bit of an undercut. And she kind of perks up when she sees you guys and like squints a little bit and then offers a pretty big grin. And then sitting next to her, you see a dark-skinned human who's a little bit lankier. He has very large glasses on his face and short curly hair. He has a light color robe, like almost a tan, and there seems to be ink blots all over his sleeve, and he's holding a couple books as well as what appears to be a kind of crystal ball type thing.
This was literally Rooks at 17.
I mean, yeah, literally, except human. So Briana kind of stands up and says, "Oh, it's you. I haven't seen you guys in a while. How is everything?" And then she like gives you like a Avalanche. She kind of gives you like a nod.
Good. We just killed a dragon. We have your dragon heart.
Athos like gestures for all of you to sit down and then kind of holds his hands out.
I guess I'll just take it out of the box and just place it into his hands.
Straight up dragon heart. You're not gonna give him the box?
No, just the dragon
No,
heart.
That was my first instinct.
um
Because we saw the eyes in there, so we need the box.
Oh, true. Good point. He goes, "Oh, why don't we keep this in the box for now so it can be preserved? Thank you, though. How was everything? Please do sit down. I don't know if you've met. I mean, it seems like you've met, but this is Briana, and this is her partner Jack. They are librarians at the Charcepta Archives.
Yeah, we met Briana.
And she like waves, very perky wave, and he goes, Jack here has actually been doing the research on the other items for you. So do sit though. Tell us all about killing the dragon. How was it? Is everyone all right? There was no casualties or anything?
Oh, it was pretty easy. I mean, I even took a few naps during the fight because it was so boring.
Can I make a? I'm going to say that Rook spent most of the night making an in-depth report of what happened.
Okay, that's fair because he wasn't partying with the rest of the group.
That's a
So
lot.
are you
of,
just gonna
That's a lot of
straight up?
assumptions,
The
bro.
thing about it is, okay. Well, the thing about it is, he didn't do it for this. He did it for fun.
He did it because he was just like, Xylovar is like, Rooks, come, we fight dragon. He's like, okay.
So he literally just hands him a simple 10-page report.
Just a simple 10-page report.
Simple 10-page.
Oh, there's writing on there's writing on both sides, by the way.
Solid.
Oh, good Christ!
So really, a 20-page paper.
It's just something light, something I put together last minute.
Oh, well, thank you. This is very helpful. I'm sure that this will be great in our research of the patterns of green dragons as well, especially this one. And he like starts flipping through and skimming, reading pretty fast, just like skimming through. Seems like you guys had quite the adventure. Briana, would you be willing to compile some information on the dragon? And she goes, I mean, sure, why not? She looks a little annoyed, but
Before you do that, I want publisher credits.
I'll see what I can do. I'm sure that could be arranged. Here, write your name down on this as well. And she hands it back to you.
If you don't give him,
He
publishing
writes.
rights, I'm not going to hear the end of it.
That is a very good assumption, actually. He literally just writes he literally just writes Dr. Oaks on it.
Solid. Okay. She like squints at it and then like tucks it away in like a folder. Actually, she takes one of Jack's books out from under his arm and like puts it in the book and shuts it and like tucks it back under his arm. He kind of just lets it happen. And Lord Athos turns to the rest of you and says, well, I'm glad that you're all safe. I am very, very grateful, and I hope that the Horde brought you many treasures and many interesting things. we've been doing quite a bit of research on trying to locate a changeling in the area, as well as we need Jack here has told us that we need a coven of hags because they're the ones who are going to put together the magical item Hag's Eye. Apparently it's this interesting item that like allows them to send it with some sort of creature so that they can watch and keep an eye on their area. So we'll see what we can do. And Jack here was actually just about to scry to see if he can find the changeling.
Awesome.
What's cry?
Oh, Athos like gestures to Jack, and Jack kind of like looks up. He doesn't quite meet you all in the eye. He just kind of like glances through and observes you quietly, and then like tucks his face back down. And he just says with soft words, he says, it's a spell that I've learned, and I can try to track down people or creatures. It just really depends on where what our information is. And so we got information that there's from
Ch-
some of our informants that there's a
T-
changeling
t-
living
t-
in the
t-
city
today,
actually right now.
Junior. Today, Junior.
Don't hate on the stutter, okay? Was that a character or is that just you?
That was character.
Go ahead. Say you make fun of this person's disability. Do it.
Dr. coming for you.
So Zai's like, today, Junior. God.
He kind of jumps a little bit and looks back down, and Briana actually like kind of grabs the hilt of her greatsword and glares you down, and says, "You have a problem with his stutter. You have a problem with the way that he finds all this information for you."
Hey, sorry, let's not do that.
Yeah, let's.
No,
Xylovar, you're being very rude.
And
That
it's
is
actually
like
really
alright.
sweet. Jack reaches up and kind of grabs her elbow and just it's okay, and pulls her back down onto the couch.
I'll be calm here.
Well, I'll just do my thing now. I'd appreciate if you'd all be quiet for a moment. And he begins to concentrate. He sets the books aside, actually hands them to Briana, and begins to concentrate on the crystal ball. And it swirls with a dark energy. He's kind of sitting cross-legged on the couch and holding it. And you guys watch as for hold on, let me actually look. As for about 10 minutes is real quiet. You guys are kind of watching him. His eyes are closed and they seem to be like darting back and forth. And hold on, I need to roll something.
Keep saying, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet?"
Oh, so you really don't want him to finish.
Yeah, seriously.
So the
Also, doesn't he get
librarian?
minuses if he doesn't actually know?
Can you what?
Can he actually get minuses if he doesn't know anything about the target?
No. Essentially, the way scrying works is they make a wisdom. The person makes a wisdom saving throw, or a creature, sorry, makes a wisdom saving throw, and depending on how well they know the target, and if it's just hearsay or whatever, you get a plus or a minus to the save essentially. And then if you have like some sort of physical connection, like a likeness or picture, or like a garment, or if you have like a lock of hair, it also helps. Like it helps you be able to find them more. So, hold on, I need to check something really quickly. And because I'm doing things the right way. Okay. Wow.
Brooks, roll a wisdom saving throw.
So this is just the new meme, huh? That Rooks is a changeling.
Yep.
You're the character that is set to wear a mask 24/7.
Changelings don't have to wear masks though. That wouldn't make any sense.
It's a perfect crime.
Oh my gosh. So after a couple minutes, his eyes fly back open. And he says, and he like actually looks a little shocked. and he turns to Briana and says, "It's Tryx. It's Tryx. We know her." And Briana goes, "Really?" And Athos kind of looks at them and says, "You know the Changeling in the city?" And Briana goes, "Yeah, Tryx is one of my real good friends. She works as kind of a storyteller and the like in one of the bars in the central area. Comes and goes as she pleases, but she comes to the library a lot. She seems to like to research history and the great tales."
Okay,
So
perfect. You can just go to her and ask her for her hair, right?
Well, if that's what you need, I mean, that's kind of a intense confrontation to have.
Doesn't your partner carry a greatsword? It can't be that intense.
I don't think we should forcefully take their hair.
That's a funny one, Rooks. Because great sword is like toothpick.
You want to say that to my face?
I'm pretty
Alright, if you
sure
two
I
are gonna
can
fight,
see
can you
Scalawags,
please do
stop
it outside?
being rude.
I'll show you that my greatsword can do better than your stupid-looking axe.
Oh, I say we got the fight on our hands.
I can't
Yeah.
believe Xylovar's the third part of their polyamorous relationship.
You're supposing a lot, but you're also not wrong.
Alright, you two go out and have a fight. I'm going to talk to these two.
I'm staying here. My fight can wait because I don't need to jump into things head first, and I actually think about my every move.
Oh, I'm a Goliath. We don't fucking do that. Thinking gets you killed.
Thinking keeps you alive. We'll fight later.
Guys, this conversation has literally happened already.
This is every conversation with every PC. That's how
Okay. Anyway, Briana turns back and says, I mean, Jack and I can certainly go talk to her, but if you or some of you would like to come, she's quite an amazing person, and I'm sure that you would enjoy meeting her and hearing
With
her
all due
stories.
respect, if you bring a bunch of strangers to her and ask her about being a changeling, that won't bode well.
Yeah, it should just be you.
If it's two people she knows, however, that could go better. However, I would recommend you leave your weapon outside if you do so.
She knows me with my weapon,
All right, fine.
but I appreciate the advice.
Us going would not go well.
I'm gonna turn to Jack.
Okay.
So you explained the spell a little bit, but we got interrupted. So you could find anybody? Is it just a general description? How do you know they're a changeling?
Changelings in a sense are really difficult to track down because they can't be found by a locate creature spell, which is what most people would typically use, because they're not in their true form. So it would just be tracking down a creature who's the normal creature. But sorry, I had to do a lot of research on this. But we got some information. Lord Athos used his connections in the area to hear that there was a changeling nearby, and got a brief description, and I was able to concentrate on it and track her down. So I had to know of the person, not necessarily of the fact that she's a changeling.
So you have to know. So you could just say, "I want to find
Yeah. If
an L in the city."
if I had a better description than that, and it wasn't just, I need to hear secondhand from someone who's seen them.
I would like to go with you.
Briana like nods and she goes, "You're certainly welcome to." And Athos also nods and he says, "I mean, if these guys come back with the changeling hair, then I'll have to give the money to them. So, not sure how you guys want to work that out."
They can take Zai's cut.
Hey, what about the money?
Athos essentially said that if these two come back with the changeling hair and none of you go with, you don't get the money.
Oh,
get the
that I love money as much as the next person, but we're not going to get it either way. And I think not having to chase her down and take it by force is not the best way to go.
Cass, you're welcome to come with us if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get scrying till level 9.
Level 9?
Bless you.
Clerics at level
I'm
9 get
sorry.
5th level
I don't know
spells.
why I thought 9th level spells. I was like, the fuck? Scry's not that high.
Yeah, it's only level 5 spell.
Jack goes, well, while we're here, would you like me to try to locate a coven of hags as well?
But yes, that'd be perfect. Then we can go tomorrow.
I think it would be easier if we double checked the hags we already fought. Maybe we missed it.
But wouldn't it be easier to just scry for the actual hag's eye instead of a coven of hags?
I can scry on creatures. Locate object is a pretty easy spell, but it only works within. Hold on, I want to make sure.
Sorry.
Yes.
I think you could scribe on locations, right?
This was like a huge debate that I've read. It specifically says a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. So if there's a person, then you can kind of see where they are, but not really. So
Okay, that might have been just a house roll then that I remembered.
Oh, okay. I was like, I know that I've heard that, and then I like did research and read the spell again. Confused.
Wait, does every coven have a hag's eye?
Not every coven has a hag's eye, but most of the ones that have been established for at least a year work together to make one. And so if this coven of hags seems like they worked together a lot, then maybe they had one. I mean, if you have any magic, you could locate the object as you get closer, or and Briana goes, I mean, if you need us to come with you, we certainly can, because he can locate the object and I can locate the object.
Can you locate the object from here?
The spell only works within 1,000. So, I mean, there's a random hag's eye here. No purpose.
There's a big pile of junk downstairs. That the Lord.
Rooks thinks for a second, and Rooks thinks for a second, and then he opens up his book of spells that he's put down. He's like, "Oh no, actually, I can also look for the object. So these two can go after the Changeling hand. We can just go to the Coven of Hags."
All right, let's go.
Where are we going? To the old coven or to the new one? And we're not going now. We should go tomorrow.
I can. If it's up to you guys, if you would like, I can do research and see if I can find a new coven.
I mean, we just went to the old coven, and we would have found the eye if it was there. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, or if somebody actually grabbed one and is not telling us.
No, I think if
I
someone
would
had
never
the
do
item,
that.
this is a lot of gold on the line. They'd probably give it over.
Anyways.
If there was a lot of rubble in the place, and if it's their most prized possession, then they probably would have hidden it more than the other items.
Right, so basically we're going to a new one tomorrow. Got you. In that span of time, I'll have enough time to get the scrying, not the scrying spell, the locate object spell.
So, do you need me to find a new coven, or do you want to wait until you go check out the old coven's location?
Well, you said not everyone had it, and I think we would have seen it because the entire place was in ruin.
I mean, it's a small item. It's only about, and he holds his hand up, and it's just like a little circle of his fingers. It's not very large. It's about the size of a regular eye.
We never checked under the rubble.
Well, that's a fair point. However, either way, we need to go tomorrow because I can learn the spell tonight.
I say we go to the old one first, since we know of that location.
All right. So go to the old one and the new location.
If we need to.
Here, give me a moment. Another couple moments, so I can try to locate them. And he like closes his eyes again, and begins to cast the spell one more time. And you guys kind of all awkwardly wait in silence. Xylova, Brianna's like glaring you down hardcore,
And I'm just
and not in a good way.
just returning the glare, like I'm ready. Like make
Ready to go?
make the first move.
Okay. So after about 10 minutes, his eyes blink back open. He kind of breathes in a little bit deeper. And his eyes actually for a second kind of glow white. It's a little creepy looking. And he says, north, like right off the north coast of the Artist region, there seems to be a coven of Sea Hags that are kind of spending time in the cliffs underneath the.
Dr. Rooks pulls out his map.
Okay. He
You mean the map that's on our screen.
like right near there.
Wait, do that again. I wasn't on a screen.
Wait, was the old one is over here? Or something? I don't remember.
The old one, yeah, is kind of like up in this area.
And then, so this is more like on the cliff side.
It's like underneath the cliffs.
So it's like the dragon thing where it was like built into the cliffs.
How long will it take for us to get there?
What?
How long will it take for us to get there?
It took you like 2.5 days to get to from the coven of hags that you previously fought in the swamp to Pignus. And so you imagine it'll take probably like a week or so.
All right. So I need to learn the spell tonight, so we can go tomorrow and start a week-long journey.
But we're going to the old one first.
Yes.
Would you like to come with us to meet Tryx now?
I nod my head.
The more people who go, the less likely it is she'll trust us, so I'm going to stay behind.
Briana nods. Fair. Well, I mean, it's at a bar, so it's a public place, but that's all we can help you with, Lord Athos. And she stands up and nods. And Lord Athos says, the usual donation will be made. I appreciate your time as well as, Jack, your abilities. And both of them kind of bow to the. I just said the king in my brain, and I was like, that is not right. The Lord's son.
I do the same.
What? Oh, you
I do
bow
the
too.
same. Mhm.
Okay. Are you guys like staying any longer?
I want
Oh.
to speak to Lord Athos.
Okay. So Cass, you leave with Briana and Jack. Is anybody else going with them?
No.
No? Okay.
Nope.
Elman, Snud, are you staying?
Yeah, I'm staying.
Pass.
Elman? Shorty?
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's stick in the room for a second. So Snud, you leave with, or not Snud, I am so sorry. Oh, I was looking at Candle's name.
You mean
Cass.
max power?
Yeah, max power. So Cass, you step out the door with Jack and Briana. The rest of you are still there. Lord Athos like walks them to the door and shuts the door behind them and comes and sits back down. And looks at all of you again and says, I know that I keep saying this, but I'm really glad that you're all safe, and I greatly appreciate what you've done for me and what you are currently doing for me. Is there anything else I can help you with at the moment?
There is something you can help me with. So, I am hoping that you can relate to me right in this moment. I have a friend who has been trapped in another another plane, and I've been trying to find information about this, and I actually talked to Brianna about this, but she said the only way I could get any information, research stated, is if I get some sort of, what was it again?
She essentially said that you needed some sort of like permission or letter that you are an honorable person in order to get like secret information.
Needed a letter that says I am able to get this information. Like, it's a secret that I will. I think it means that I'm honorable.
Oh, so a letter of recommendation for the Tricepta Alliance? Yeah.
Yes.
If this is what you need and this will aid you, I would be happy to work on that for you. It'll take me a couple days though.
While you're at it, I could also use a letter of sponsorship.
For what? For the Tricepta Alliance as well?
I need to talk to someone who's pretty well off in the city.
For what kind of regards? There's several people who are well off. I'm
Because
certain.
I need to talk to people. I need to talk to people who are well off enough that I can buy things from. Basically, I'm trying to purchase something, but I was told that if I wanted to speak to the higher ups or the more well off people, that I had to show that I at least knew someone who was well off.
Hmm.
He says, I'm a traveling merchant and I'm working on a few things, and I need to start getting my, let's say, contacts up.
Well, that is certainly understandable. What kind of goods do you sell? I'm certain I could get you in contact with the right people.
So, just a letter of sponsorship will be fine. I feel like talking to people personally will make a better impression.
Hmm. Well, I will get working on that as well. I'll also put together some recommendations for the people in the area who are more willing to work with us, and not just willing to spend their money and the like. So, and I'll have that done in a couple days as
Thank you. Rooks leaves.
well. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, and I wish you the best on your journey to find the Hag's Eye.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
And then Snud takes out his iron pot full of dragon blood. What can I do with this?
What is this?
It's dragon blood.
He reaches down and kind of waves a hand over it. A little glimmer of magic. And he says, it is dragon's blood. I mean, I could take this off your hands if you would like me to. I could pay you for it. Otherwise, you could sell it to most alchemists in the area.
How much would you offer me for it?
Hold on, I'm doing mental math. How big of a pot are we talking?
It's apparently 10 pounds
10 pounds
without the
pot.
blood.
Okay, hold on.
What do you have? Blood? No.
Okay, let me look at something quickly. Oh, geez. Okay. He goes, do you mind if I measure this quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he takes it kind of over to a desk and, like, starts measuring and doing a little bit of math. And says, oh, okay. Here. And he reaches out and he pulls out a pouch of coins and counts some coins in there, and he says, so a vial of dragon's blood about this size, he like holds his hands up, goes for about 150 gold pieces. And so I would say this has about the equivalent of 10 in here. So I think 1,500 is fair.
Wow, that's a lot of gold. All right, I'll take it.
Okay, and he hands you the pouch.
Yeah.
Nice, Snud. Okay, anybody else have anything else to say to Lord Athos?
No.
Okay, so you guys all kind of find your way outside. and walk back towards the area front entrance. There we go. My brain just short circuited. That was weird. You walk back towards the front entrance and see the people it's the crowd's thinned out a bit. It looks like they're not opening the doors today. Once again. And so at this point, since we've been going for 2 hours, why don't we take a brief break, and then when we come back we will see Cass's adventure with Jack and Briana to go visit the Changeling.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cass, you leave with Briana and Jack as you guys kind of walk out. And into the hallway, you see the people still like kind of milling, but the group has people in the main entryway. The group has kind of thinned out a bit, and Briana just like looks around and like scoffs a bit, and then continues walking outside. And she goes, "Well, I assume that Tryx is going to be in her usual haunting grounds and all the like, but we should probably head there quickly. How do we want to approach this?" And she kind of turns to Jack. And Jack says, I mean, I think that we should just, you know, work and talk to her and ask if we can have one of her hairs. I mean, she knows that we'll love her just the same, but she's been one of our best friends for a while. Okay, let's go. And then, like, continues walking.
I wanted to ask a question as we walk.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you guys a church or religion?
Oh, Briana like perks up and she goes, "Actually, yes, we are a church, kind of. I mean, I'm a cleric, but it's a little weird. The Charcepta archives are a group of libraries, and pretty much the way it works is we all worship Satino, and she,
Would I know that name?
I mean, are you trained in religion at all?
Oh,
It's like
I always pray 24/7.
First.
I've studied religion my whole life. No, I'm not trained in religion.
I mean, I'm trying to decide because she's not one of the main pantheon anymore, and I feel like Cass wouldn't really pay attention to.
I mean, it might come up in performances. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, she's the goddess of knowledge, essentially, and the like. And so I feel like you would have heard the name before, but you wouldn't necessarily know exactly what it is. So, Briana kind of just explains, it's Sakuno. I'm sorry. I thought it was a T for whatever reason in my brain, and I just pulled everything back up. Sakuno. She says, well, she's actually not part of the main pantheon of gods anymore, but she's the goddess of knowledge and reason and intellect and the scholars, and so she chose to step down from ruling in order to help us all pull together the knowledge that we need after the primordials were taken care of and it seemed that things were settled. So she's been sponsoring us ever since, and a lot of us worship her, actually.
I was just curious because of Lord Athos' comments and making a donation.
Oh, well, the libraries in the area, they typically, the way it works is that we can...
Who?
I believe Zari's dead.
I know. You know what? I told her not to drink that apple juice.
Am I? Okay, sorry.
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back. Am I back?
What?
Can you hear me?
They were never gone. I'm very confused. What is happening?
I think
Zari
could only
died.
us hear Zari?
I could hear Zari.
Zari
I
died.
could
It's
hear you.
It's almost like we could still.
I
hear
couldn't.
Zari's talking.
I'm talking now.
Can you? Well, you were talking.
You're cutting out a whole lot. It's weird.
No, you're
Zari's
not.
perfectly fine for me. It's just-
Here, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
Ew.
What's happening?
I'm not confused.
Okay.
I know exactly.
I thought it
what's
was like a
going on.
bit.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, now Rain's cutting out.
Yeah, now Rain's cutting out.
Everybody's dying.
Okay, let's just all leave the chat at the same time.
Guys.
1, 2, 3.
Go.
I'm here all by myself. Oh.
Okay,
damn.
not everybody left, so
No.
Hello.
Shorty was too lazy. He's too good for us, I guess.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Rain, it's
Yeah.
almost
Hear
like I
you.
can hear you. Please show
I
us
can
a
hear
sign
you.
that you are
Is Shorty
alive.
here?
Shorty's here. Oh. Back, Rain.
Can't hear Shorty.
Shorty's not
Please
talking.
come back.
That's fair.
I need my
Why is
bestie.
everyone coming in and leaving?
Because
I don't know, Shorty. If you're actually here and paid attention, you didn't know.
I can hear everyone just
Whoa.
fine, so I don't know what.
Whoa, you
Damn.
just that came out of nowhere.
I'm sorry.
And y'all are saying Zai's the aggressive one.
you know your friends when. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay. Anyways, sorry, technical difficulties. Can
Can you hear
everybody
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Can everybody hear me all right? That's
Mhm.
Yes.
okay, cool. So, where was I?
You're talking about how they have schools. and stuff.
Lore. Oh yeah. So essentially, as she continues, because she never stopped, she says, if the Tricepta Alliance doesn't have a library or home base in the town, then typically we have someone who passes through occasionally from our archives, the archivists, and helps with the books and makes sure that the exchange is going and everything. But pretty much we're just like a whole general exchange of knowledge. It's pretty great, and there's a whole lot more that we do, but knowledge is important and should be protected and all of that. So can be dangerous sometimes,
Mhm.
but I like it here. It's mainly just Jack and I, and occasionally the old guy, but
Old guy.
Jack kind of pipes up and he goes,
Interesting.
and he says, Archivist Archibald. Oh, Candle, are you good? Can you hear us?
I was having problems, but it seems to be better now.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, it sucks. Why is everybody having technical difficulties?
Except for me.
Okay. Jack says, Archivist Archibald is kind of lazy. We do all his work, and he gets credit for it.
Oh.
But Briana puts her hands on her hips as you guys are walking and says, "But it doesn't matter because we're doing great and we are the best ever." And she puts her hand out for a high five, and Jack rolls his eyes and puts his hand up. She slaps it enthusiastically. And so, anyways, I don't know if you have any other questions for them.
I had questions about Tryx along the way
Okay, keep going.
because I have no idea how long this journey is, but
It's 10 minutes. You're walking back into the center, the middle ring.
Hmm. And you said she was a storyteller, correct?
Oh yeah. She works in the Silent Mistress. It's kind of like a tavern, and
That sounds like a brothel.
it's not a brothel, but
There'd be a good name for a brothel.
she stop. You're not wrong. You're very much not wrong. But she works in a tavern called the Silent Mistress, and it's pretty great, and I like it a lot there. It's really clean and everything. But she sings there, and she tells stories and everything. Is kind of entertains and the like, but she's really friendly and super nice. But she comes into the library a lot to get information and research and check out history and the like. She and I talked over quite a few of the different stories and epic poetries and plays and all of that. It's been really nice to get to know her. She's only been here for a couple months.
And does she tell these stories to primarily children, adults?
Primarily adults. I mean, sometimes I actually hire her to and pay her a little bit to tell stories to children in the library. She actually did that yesterday, and it was pretty sweet. It was super cute. All the kids really like to listen. Although some of the ones who are the better well-off families are a little bit brats, and their parents just bring them just so that they can get culture. But it's really sweet to see her read to the ones and tell stories to the ones who aren't as privileged and don't get to witness that all the time. But she just works in this tavern most of the time and passes through.
So Zari,
Yes.
what you're telling me is that tricks are for kids.
Make him take 1d10 damage.
I
Sorry, how did you think of the name Tryx and not think I would make fun?
God damn it. Because it's cute and it's spelled
It's
Tryx. Okay.
Try. I put it as Tryx as in the series. Try.
Cereal.
Oh my god. I'm both like impressed and face palming right now and mad at myself.
I was like, man, no, I'm laying it on too thick. She's gonna know.
Nope, did not pick it up. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. Once again, Polo has made my names great and memorable. Oh, I'm dying. Oh my god. That was awful. Okay. Yes, tricks are for kids. Totally.
Silly rabbit. Silly
Atlanta.
Zarmy.
No. Okay.
I have
Back
no further
in.
questions.
Do you have any further questions?
I do not.
Or comments?
I just wanted to get that one in.
Okay, thanks.
I prefer
Thanks, I
Lucky
appreciate it.
Charms.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so after a couple minutes of walking, you get that their whole dynamic, they're pretty cool. When they say partners, you get the sense that they mean working partners. You don't
I
know
assume so.
Okay. You don't know much about the archives, but it seems that like I don't know. You don't know much about the archives. So I mean you could ask about their dynamic if you really want to, but you guys continue on and you come to this really pretty looking kind of tavern, and the windows and doors are thrown open and you hear like a ton of loud laughter as you walk up, and Jack like kind of starts smiling a little bit. And you guys walk in and you hear like a ton of loud laughter and applause as you see on kind of the stage in the corner. Everybody's turned towards and looking towards it. You see a half elven woman who has super short, kind of blonde hair and a pixie cut, a little bit shaven on one side, a huge smirk on her face in kind of turquoisey looking leathers that seem to be dyed. She has a lute across her back as she flings her arms out wide and then bows super deeply, and everybody's applauding and there's coins getting tossed up on stage and the like. And it seems that she was finishing one of her like shows or stories, or you're not quite sure. It seems that they said that she does a ton of different stuff. And so you guys are kind of standing in the doorway walking in.
What is a pixie cut?
Oh, like short hair, like very short hair. She has like
Okay.
cute short hair that kind of falls on her face a little bit,
Okay.
shaven on one side. Sorry, I shouldn't have used a term most people would know.
No, it's okay. I'm bad with hair terms.
That's totally fine. So as you guys kind of are standing there, the crowd is applauding. Jack just goes, "Why don't we just wait over here, and I think she'll see us and come to us." And so, sure enough, as you guys kind of like watch the room, she's like walking through the people, and like everybody's like patting her on the back or like pressing money into her hands, and she's tucking it into pockets and the like, and smiling very brightly.
I'm
And
just gonna
she,
study her intently the entire time.
okay. Are you looking for something specific, or are you just studying in general?
Just any features, anything that seems different or off.
For the sake of this, roll an insight check.
Ugh. I'm incredible at insight.
Natural one.
No.
Dang
Wow.
it.
19.
Okay. Nothing like necessarily like as you're studying her future features, because you know she's a changeling and the like. Nothing about her face seems to be weird. She seems to be very genuinely smiling, and her eyes are lit up. She seems to really not mind going through the crowd and likes what she's doing. But like, yeah, her features seem normal. She seems to look like a half elf.
And no interaction seems like an illusion or something.
Mm-mm. Not at all. And after like about 5-10 minutes of her walking around, at this point, Briana's come back with a couple of drinks and has staked down a table for you guys. But Tryx comes and pulls her loot off her back and comes and sits down at the table with you and goes, "Well, it's a pleasure to see you guys. It's been a while." And leans on her hand and like smirks. And Briana goes, "Girl, it's only been like yesterday." And Trix leans forward a little bit and says, and like her eyebrow quirks up a little bit, and she goes, "Yeah, but any time away from you is a lifetime." And Jack starts chuckling, like cracking up. It
So
was
this
actually...
character was made for me.
What do you mean made for you?
We're not gonna get into this. Anyways.
And Jack starts cracking up a little bit as Briana brushes it off. And then Trix turns her eyes towards you and says, "And who might this be?" And she puts her hand out.
I'm Rose.
Rose,
Shake your hand.
it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm sorry that you missed my show and only got to see the last little bit.
They
I didn't
say
see.
that they always remember the last and first note.
Very right. And are you in the entertainment industry? Because that's a very popular comment.
I am.
Oh, what do you do?
I tend to act. I sometimes play instrument.
Very interesting. Are you a performer in town or just passing through?
Just passing through.
We'll have to discuss stories sometimes. I'm always willing to hear everybody's stories, especially if you're passing through. You have the best ones, I'm sure.
I
Her
did
eyes kind of
recently fight a dragon.
fight a dragon, and she looks at Briana and Jack, and both of them kind of shrug and said, and Jack pipes up and he goes, Lord Athos is using their assistance and needed a dragon heart, so their group found a dragon. And her like eyes get even brighter, and she goes, "Their group? Is there more of them? It's not just you."
Yeah, it's probably better that you just meet me.
Oh, are you all entertainers and fighters, or just...
Some of them are entertainers. As these two might attest. Some of them are not the best.
Briana starts cracking up and like slapping the table a little bit. And Trix goes, "Well, now I feel like I have to meet them, but that's time for later." Well, if you guys weren't here to see my show, what can I do for you? Just sharing a drink? It's not every day that you come visit me in the middle of the day.
I'm gonna look around us. Is anybody watching us right now?
Make a perception check.
20.
I mean, yeah, people are watching you guys because it's the amazing entertainer who just got off the stage.
Is it like intently or like suspiciously? Like when I make eye contact with them, they like all of a sudden look away? Or
No, not at all. They're not even like honestly making eye contact at you. They're all kind of looking at Trix. But Briana kind of leans forward and she goes, "Do you mind if we slip into the back room for a little bit to talk? It's a little bit more of a private matter, or into your room, I suppose." And like a weird look crosses Trix's face, and she goes, "Certainly, of course, always." And she stands up and grabs her loot and like motions for you guys to follow her, and leads you down like up behind the bar a little bit and down a hallway to the end where you get the sense that these are kind of like living areas for people who work in the bar occasionally, in like back rooms. And she leads you into a small room that is essentially just big enough for like a bed. There's like a chair and a table and like a set of drawers. And she kind of motions and says, "Sit where you can. There's not much space." And she like shuts the door behind her. How private are we talking, Briana? And Briana like shrugs and says, I mean, it's really up to you. I don't think we're going to be listened in on, though. And Jack, Jack's
Oh, come on.
Jack's eyes kind of light up a little bit, and he like starts looking around, and his eyes actually start to glow with kind of kaleidoscope colors as they wave through a little bit. And he just nods and says, "I'll see if anyone comes down the hallway this way," and like nods at you guys. So, Brianna like makes awkward eye contact with you, Cass, and then looks back at Tryx and says, "So, as I said, Lord Athos, who I think you've maybe met once or twice, but he needed the group to track down the heart of a dragon because he's trying to do some sort of alchemy ritual." And he looks at you, Cass. She's like, "He didn't explain much to us other than what he needed us to track down for him. Uh, I don't know if you much more or if it's pertinent, but
I don't think I'm at liberty to discuss it, fortunately.
Trix shrugs. She goes, "Fair. Lord has his own prerogatives." Brianna keeps going a little bit gingerly, and she says, "So the other things that they needed that Jack was trying to scry on and track down were Hag's Eye. I'm not familiar with the object, but more importantly, the and she like takes a deep breath, and then she looks up at Trix and says, the hair of a changeling in their true form." Trix's face doesn't change. Like, she doesn't make any emotion at all. And she kind of turns around a little bit and turns away from you guys for a second to look at the wall, and then turns back around and says, "Oh, so, oh, and how do you guys feel about this?" And Brianna, what?
I was gonna say feel about.
Brianna kind of starts a little bit. She goes, "Oh, Trix, you know that we don't hate on other races, and that especially in the Charcepta archives, we've learned that there's a bunch of different things, and that even though like I know for a fact that changelings aren't necessarily bad or anything, and like it's okay that you are one, and that I know some people are suspicious of your kind, and and Jack just goes, "Free," and she like takes a deep breath, and Trix looks a little shocked at this point. She goes, Trix says, "Well, in that case, well, I mean, that's kind of an odd request for a hair, but I mean, if you really need one and it's super pertinent, I suppose that it's a hair." And I trust the Lord here, so.
I would like to warn you. So.
Yeah.
I can't get into much details, but there is things at play in which we need to free a person. Not much is known about this person, but we think she has information that could be important to the kingdom, or whatever this. I don't know what it would be called.
Yeah,
the kingdom. Yeah,
kingdom works.
And one of the ingredients needed to help save her is a hair.
Well, if it's just a hair, I mean, I'm always willing to help out. And I mean, who knows? Maybe this will make a great story, and I would love to hear about it someday. Although I know, and she like nods at you, Cass. I know that you can't necessarily give me all the information now, but, and she kind of smirks a little bit. I do request, however, that you do take me to meet the rest of the group. I'd love to hear about the dragon fight.
Hmm.
Well,
Just
what?
I would just be cautious, just in general.
I mean, I'm always a cautious person. She goes, well, I mean, it's not every day that you learn that your friend can change faces. And she kind of drops her, essentially she shifts and her skin becomes very pale and her eyes grow a dark black and her hair grows a little bit just to kind of frame around her chin in a super silvery pale hair color and everything, and it's a bit unnerving, the way her facial structure is shaped in this way. It's a little bit more pointy and angular than her half elven face, and she kind of looks down and then looks back up, and you can see Bree is both fascinated and looks a little like scared, and Jack's expression doesn't change at all. And she kind of studies you for a second and looks at you.
Just staring at her kind
Okay.
of intently, just not really showing anything, but just trying
Okay.
to process what's happening.
Yeah, that's fair. Cass, it piques your interest a little. The form is not something that you've seen very often, but it reminds you of something. So she reaches up and she kind of goes and like says, "Do you have something to put this in?" And Jack just reaches out with like a little leather case. He seems to always be prepared for everything. And she reaches out up and plucks out a couple hairs simply and places it back, places it in his hand as he kind of closes it. Um, they're both staring at her, and she just goes, "Okay, well, enough of that," and like instantly shifts back into her normal form. And
Could
Brian,
could I insight check her to see how she reacted to that whole situation?
who? Tryx?
Hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
What were you looking for specifically?
I was trying to see if like it made her uncomfortable or like
Okay.
she felt different around them or something.
She's really hard to read in general.
Mhm.
So, but she kind of smiles and it reaches her eyes still as far as you can tell. And suddenly like there's a huge shift in Briana and she goes, "So can you change into other forms? Like how does it work? Can you be like different races? Like could you be a tabaxi? I've never seen a tabaxi before." And and it's like instantly the tension in the room is resolved and it makes you a little bit more at ease. And Trix like starts chuckling a little bit, starts giggling, and she goes, "I've never actually seen a tabaxi myself, but I'd like to make my way there. But yeah, I
Do
can
I
be
know what a tabaxi is?
Make a history check."
Okay. $13.
You kind of vaguely recognize the name as some sort of cat-like people, but you don't know who they are or where they are or anything.
Okay.
And Trix is like chuckling, and she shifts into the form of a shorter human with like black long hair, and then she actually shifts into Brianna's form and turns like looks at her, and Brianna like is looking at her like, "Oh shit." And Trix goes, "I can kind of be any form I want to. It's a little bit more comfortable when I'm in familiar forms or ones that I've kind of personified myself, but I can take the form of any." And then she like shifts back to the form you saw originally as you guys like walked in, the half elven woman. She says different changelings are different from what I've read and what I've researched, but it depends on how they feel or what they're doing, but most of them tend to hide it. And Bree is like, Briana looks like she's like bouncing with questions and filled with questions. And Jack like just reaches his hand out and he says, one of the cooks is walking down the hallway, and we should probably get the hair back to Lord Athos. He wanted it as soon as possible. And Briana like looks really sad. She goes, and she like leans over and like grabs Tryx's hands and says, "You're gonna come over for coffee or something tomorrow, right? And we can go into the back room and you can tell us everything. And I want to hear everything, the real everything." And Tryx like grins and she goes, "Thank you. I would like that a lot." And then she kind of turns to you, Cass, and says, "Now I believe you promised me some stories from your friends."
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is she gonna come to the bathhouse with all of us?
We are planning to meet at a bathhouse, if that's your style.
I mean, I have one more show this afternoon, but I could maybe meet you somewhere this evening.
I think it would be towards later in the night, just to relax.
Wait, I'm confused personally. Like, are you guys going to the bathhouse in the afternoon or are you going like late at night?
We're literally going as soon as we leave. I assume that was the plan.
Okay, that's what I was
as
reading.
we leave?
Like, left
We
Lord
left,
Athos.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay. Oh, okay.
So, essentially, she's saying like, "Hey, I'll meet you in the evening." So she goes, "Where are you guys staying?"
The headless dragon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always
staying at the
makes the
Headless
DM
Dragon.
proud when people remember names of shit. Anyway.
Which I mean is a fitting name.
She grins and she goes, "Well, then I will see you at the Headless Dragon and enjoy the bathhouse with your friends."
Yeah, I have questions, but they can wait.
For me?
And I just walk out.
She just kind of blinks at you. Okay. And she gives Briana and Jack a hug as they like follow out into the hallway. And Jack kind of mentions to you and he goes, we'll bring this back to the Athos right away. And if you ever need anything from us, we'll be in the library. And I wish you luck with tracking down the Hag's Eye.
Were you assisting in that, or? Oh no, you already did. Sorry, that was forgot.
That's fine.
Because he was like, "Good luck," and I thought he was like researching. I'm like, didn't you already do that?
Yeah, no, he did that. And so they kind of wave bye to you and part ways and head back towards the inner circle. And where are you going?
So they went to the bathhouse now? Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I assume they
didn't
would have
understand that was happening.
communicated that to you. Like, hey, we're going to the bathhouse. We'll see you later. So.
Morale for better, fighting boys.
Yeah. You're welcome to go meet them there if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll go meet them there.
Okay. So let's jump back to the group as you guys are leaving the inner circle and making your way towards the bathhouse.
Wait, we're going to the... Oh, never mind. I didn't know if we were all going.
I don't really want to go to the bathroom.
I was about to say neither do I.
Who all is taking Dr. Rooks up on his generous offer?
Hey, why did you know she does not want to take a bath?
Okay,
Maybe
I
she will take
literally
pictures.
create.
For 2 years.
If they go in water stud, they become part of it.
Yeah.
I literally create water.
This is a bathhouse.
Right,
It's
so
not cold water.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, if no one goes, Dr. Rooks is just gonna drop it because, like, if he doesn't have any patients for his experiments, there's no point.
I love Dr. Rooks.
I'm going if you're going.
Nope, to the headless dragon we go.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
So it's literally just Elman.
Yeah.
Elman and Dr. Rooks. Snut, are you going to the bathhouse?
Unfortunately, not.
He's just like, I love
Snut.
everybody, just I don't want to see them in the bath.
There are other reasons, but no, I'm not going.
Okay.
Because he
So
would sink in with his armor.
pretty sure you take off your armor.
Never.
Go swimming. Never. You sleep in your armor. You curl up like a little turtle. Oh my gosh! Does he
Exactly.
contract into his armor and like curl up in a ball?
That's exactly
inside?
what he
That's
does.
cute.
I'm going to cry.
He
That is
doesn't-
so cute.
He doesn't want to show the group his third leg.
So,
Okay.
anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
So
When they
Elman-
get there, Rooks instantly pays for trunks for the two of them because he doesn't want to see his cohorts naked.
Fair.
Black God, you're a tripod.
Oh my gosh! Stop knowing.
Anyways, yeah. So he literally just hands Elman shorts.
Oh,
So you guys change and go settle into the warm water. It's a very steamy room. It's
Yep,
there's like a couple different baths, and some of them are a little bit bigger, some a little bit smaller, and everything's like super foggy in there.
sorry.
Yes.
I should just say, Rooks completely still has his mask on. He's just not wearing his hat.
Solid.
What
Also,
is his hair?
surprising. Actually, he has dreadlocks that are just loose. Actually, I guess I'm not sure if you'd be surprised, but Dr. Rooks does have quite a few tattoos.
do they? Are they just
All in,
random?
right. They're all in celestial. I guess I should explain. He has 2 on his arms, 2 on his legs. He has 2 on his back, and he has 2 on the front of his body. 1 on the left pec, and I guess I'm not sure how much Elman would know about this, but he seems to have he seems to have scars under his pecs.
I don't know how much Elman would know.
I mean, it's not very widespread in artists. So
That's fair.
I don't know
I'm
if
just
Elman would.
I'm just letting you know because like the viewers know. Elman probably doesn't know, and he can ask if
I don't
he can ask
know.
if he wants.
Out of game and in game.
Oh, sorry. When you have top surgery, you get scars under there. Top surgery is when a person going from transition from female to male gets their breast taken out.
Because I've seen
Oh,
the opposite. I didn't know
oh,
it was
here-
also the other way.
No, that's fair. Oh yeah, here's a surprise. Dr. Rooks is a trans man. Yeah, but he has celestial under his scars as well.
I don't think Elman would ask. He would leave you alone.
That's fair.
Okay, so
I
you
don't speak
got.
celestial, so
Oh, true.
Literally, the only reason we're here is because I wanted to show off that he had tattoos.
I thought it was for morale boost too.
They
Okay.
all just say Rooks is evil.
Oh
Oh
my
no,
god.
it is for a morale boost. The reason that Rosario wanted them to be here is just to show that Rooks has tattoos and he's a lot cooler than he is.
Cass, after a couple of minutes, Cass, you were heading to the bathhouse too?
Mhm.
Okay, so after a couple minutes, Cass, you come to the bathhouse and can purchase proper stuff and join your friends.
I see there's no trunks for me or anything, so I'm just gonna change my form.
Okay.
So I don't have any features. And then I'll just
Solid.
go in there naked.
I'm sure that you could purchase something if you wanted to easily.
Can't you change clothes magically?
He's now a
fine.
Ken doll.
It is essentially a Ken doll, but it's a
I mean, yeah,
female.
changelings can do that. Okay, so Cass comes and settles in with you. Are you still in the same black-haired form?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Cass comes and settles in the bath with you. as well. I don't know if there's any conversations you guys would like to have, or
Rooks is literally counting how long they're in there, so if it doesn't work, he can put them in for more time.
That's funny.
I got the hair.
Is it on you?
No. I had them deliver it for us.
That's good.
Sounds successful.
Do you check to see how much gold you're gonna get?
No.
Well,
think-
bright side is we completed it.
And I think it was implied that they owed us a favor, at least. Or we had good graces with them.
Zara, using my feet, is that what happened?
You weren't there, though.
yeah, you weren't there.
He wasn't there when they were discussing them getting the hair?
Oh no, you were talking about it, but like they were saying like, "Hey, you're welcome to come hang out with us sometime. You're chill," essentially.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought
you-
he meant Lord Athos meant he was gonna give us a favor.
Oh,
Nah, I was implying Jackson. That's what
okay. So yeah, no, they were implying that Briana and Jack were like, "Yo, come check us out, hang out sometime. You guys are cool." So pretty much.
Rooks has no interest whatsoever, but he'll be there if Xylobar's there.
Well, friends aren't the worst thing to make.
Also, the Changeling. Wait, did she say she was coming here, or she would meet us like in the evening?
She'd meet you at the Headless Dragon in the evening.
Okay. The Changeling is also going to meet us. She was interested in meeting you all.
I
Can't imagine why. What is
Well, she tells stories for a living, and I told her how we killed the dragon.
Oh,
That makes
so we can
sense.
sell our story to her.
I don't know about sell. I mean, she did just give us her hair for a ritual we don't know much about.
Yeah.
But what do we get out of that?
We get the Lord's favor if this works.
Alright, that is acceptable.
No one else finds this ritual a little premature and not thought.
I mean, it seems that she's been trapped there for a while, so I think he has that time.
Yeah, but we don't know anything about her. Who knows how long she's been?
She seemed fine from what I saw.
You can do research if you want. There is a library.
On people trapped in mirrors. I think, especially if the Lord imprisoned her, that any information would probably be gone or forbidden.
I mean, we're getting letters of recommendation. Well, at least Avalan is. Sorry, I could just go with her.
I'm just worried that maybe Lord Athos doesn't have all the information about her.
There was one thing that I found weird, that she doesn't have memories, but she knew how to lower the level of a gate spell.
That is a good point. If she can't remember
Yes.
anything, how would she know that? I'm just a little skeptical of her. Not of Athos necessarily, just her misleading him.
If you wish, we could ask to talk to her.
But we already did talk to her. And we could talk to her further.
I just would hate to break the seal on something holding a demon or something back.
I don't think she was a demon. She didn't look like a demon.
I could also study the mirror as well, if you care that much.
I think I'd like to check it out.
Didn't Avalon copy all the notes of the mirror? If I remember correctly.
Yes, she did. Copy all.
Yes, yes, I
And
did.
we were there.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I did. Yes.
Yeah, that's when Dr. Roach was incorporeal because I wasn't there.
Yes, Avalan did copy all the notes.
Oh, you both weren't there.
They both weren't.
But I guess Rook says I can look at the notes, do research on her in the library, as well as study the mirror. If tomorrow, I can just ask to look at it.
I would appreciate a little more information, and I know how you are, Rooks. I'll pay you for your time.
He says, "Oh, I'll take it, but you don't have to do that."
No, it's only fair.
All right.
Character development. I'm just kidding.
Oh, but he says, oh yeah, I guess I should have explained. He's like, "You're helping me with my experience for morality versus talent. You really don't have to do it. It'll be more of an equal trade."
Wouldn't you
All right,
need a
you put it that way. I'm in.
Research for research.
wouldn't you need
The law of
a
equivalent exchange.
a previous test to determine if we were better before the water?
You see Dr. Roxy looks like he's like, "My gods."
Oh, we did.
I mean, we do
without
have the
water.
others who did not come to the bath with us.
True. And you see, he says, "All right, I'm gonna have to start taking multi notes on Snud as a test subject."
Poor Snud.
Excellent. We're just gonna click on that really quick. Then I'll look at Cat, and then I'll also look at Kaz. This will be perfect. He says, Kaz, for this wonderful discovery, I shall give you 5 gold.
That's fine. You can keep your gold. I don't mind helping.
And he thinks for say he's like, he says, strange.
What is helping without pay?
You guys in the last couple of years have really started to see what Dr. Roach is all about. I don't
You mean you just give food away?
But he thinks for a second. He's like, actually, Xylova, it seems to be a bit stronger than Snud. I might study him instead.
Snud has gotten those gauntlets. He did have those potions.
That's fair. I shall study both of them. This will be a full-scale research project. A full-scale research. I'll probably have to write a 7-page paper. You know, something fun.
Well, I guess you can study them against a covenant.
Correct.
Elman,
Yeah.
are you a performer?
What kind of performance? I can play my lute quite well.
No, I was just curious. The Changeling asked if our group had performers. And I know you carry on that lute.
I'm no professional or anything, but I can fake it till.
Mm-hmm. Do you just travel around playing in bars, or?
Mostly I just travel around to see the world. I made some money playing in some bars.
So just music.
Music, storytelling, whatever I can get my hands on to make if I need it. Of course, right now I'm pretty okay, well off after the dragon.
She's a storyteller herself, so you might be interested in meeting.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time. I love meeting new people, hearing their stories.
Rook speaks up and he says, how far in the world have you traveled?
Oh, mostly just over this continent, not across the world or anything. So I still have much to
Insight check.
Okay, roll an insight check.
say.
Shorty, if you want to whisper or reveal, I don't care. The proper. Oh, don't do it.
Yeah, roll.
Actually,
Wait.
I'm just gonna
He might roll a natural one.
My natural one has a +10 on it, so
It's still a natural one.
I'll roll it.
Literally, neither of you will be able to. So basically, Rooks will be able to tell that he's lying, but
There
you
you go.
won't.
Natural one. No,
No,
I read
that's
him.
a 20. That's a 20.
I see a 0 right there, Zari. I don't know what you're talking about.
Cassie's kind of hard to read. I'm not sure. Still, once again, you like him. He's hard to read.
Well, I hope you get a chance to travel the whole world. It's actually a lot of fun.
Where have you been, Rooks?
I've been very much everywhere on this continent, traveling with Xylova for the last 2 years, but I'm not really from this kingdom, so it makes sense.
Where do you originally hail from?
I'm from the Elven lands.
Where is that?
Cass, roll a history check. Elman, do you care? If you care, roll a history check.
I think I
19. Damn.
Oh yeah, you're from this continent, so you would know. Cass isn't. So Cass, you know, and Elman, you know of. There's an area on the southwest part of. Shoot, I'm debating. I can't remember what I named it. It's really faint on there. Whatever. Over here, if you're looking at the map. But pretty much it's this whole area, a bunch of cliffs that are kind of walled off by a couple of mountains, and it's kind of what some of the elves have claimed for themselves, and they call it the Kingdom of Brightstone. So, Cass, you don't know much about it. Elman, you've never been there.
I've always wondered if I have family over there. My as you probably know, one of my parents, my mom is elf.
Oh, my mother's an elf as well.
What's your
Tiefling.
What you say?
He said tiefling as a joke.
He asked
Oh,
what your
what was
father's
his
race was.
Okay. He's like, human.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but you wouldn't like it there. Music's not allowed.
Music's not allowed?
What?
Yes.
This is a shock. No wonder.
You see, he looks. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going into. We're here to have a good time. I don't know. Is this fun for you all? Watching me take notes on you in your experiences.
I thoroughly enjoy people taking notes on me. It makes me feel important.
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore that part. It's making me a little awkward, but
I need to see if your magic ends up stronger based off of the morality you gain from this experience."
I understand.
Chick, and then I'll change my hand into a different race.
A weird looking hand. I don't know what other race he turned into.
I don't know.
Whatever.
A dragonborn hand. That's the weird
Yes.
thing. Then I'll change it. I don't have much besides that.
Interesting.
Any other conversation you'd like to have?
I'm just gonna
really quick, Zari, where are we on the map currently?
There. I need to finish all of my maps.
Yeah, really quick. I don't know why, but I assumed we were here.
I mean, fair. I haven't finished all my maps for you guys yet. I'm sorry.
Fine. hopefully we'll get to check out these other 2 continents.
This is what happens when I build a whole fucking world in like a week and a half. So
Sorry, it's been more than a week and a half.
I meant that I started from nothing.
I'm just asking.
Dang. Don't sass me. Actually, I don't mind. Sass is a love language for me. Okay.
Should we meet your friend? Should we meet your friend now, or is she not here yet?
I believe she was going to meet us at the Headless Dragon. She said in the evening. I have no. What time is it now?
It's like late afternoon.
Perfect. Then I have time to write my results.
Do you have like ink and paper? Like in
Yes.
Oh no, I have plenty. I have plenty in my cart.
And is the steam like sogging the paper?
A little bit. The steam is sogging the paper.
Oh, you meant on him. No, he's been taking mental notes.
Oh. Because when he referred when he was like writing stuff, I was like,
I legit thought he was like sitting in the bath scribbling notes. Oh my gosh. That was hilarious.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, it made for a very funny visual, so I didn't mind. Okay. Anyway, so you guys finish up your bath and rinse off and head back towards the Headless Dragon, Dr. Rooks, to finish compiling your research notes. The rest of the group, what were you guys doing while people were at the bathhouse?
So
bodies
let me guess.
everywhere.
We went back to the Headless
Dragon.
Headless horse.
I am thinking of other stuff. My brain is McFuddled. And I want to have a with Xylovar if he is ready.
Okay, so you guys walk back into the Headless Dragon. Snud, are you just following them, or?
Yep, I'm heading back to the Headless Dragon too.
Okay, so you guys all kind of make your way back there. Walk in. It's like mid-afternoon. It's looking. There's a decent amount. This is kind of the hangout spot for a lot of the guard. You don't see Zavon. He took a day or a couple days off, so he's kind of back on his guard schedule. He's not currently chilling. But I don't know if you want to pull Zai aside or if Snud's welcome to join you.
Yeah.
Snud, are you sticking with them or are you doing something else?
Sure, I'll stick around.
Okay, so you guys all kind of make your way to the table in the corner you've kind of claimed as your own. And sit down. Xylova, I'm sure you grab a glass of ale, and Snud is chilling, like tossing his warhammer from hand to hand and polishing his new armor.
Yeah.
Or Snud, if you want to be working on one of your projects right now.
That's what I was planning on doing.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you're working on one of your projects currently, starting to pull out your new jeweler's glasses and eyeing up some of the different things that you have, trying to figure out which of your new cool plots and plans you want to do first. All right, go ahead.
So Zai, I am very curious on why you always want to have a fight with something like with Briana or Zevon. Heck, even the dragon. I want to know why you are so angry all the time.
Hello, my therapy set.
Yet you give off the impression that you're angry. Does hurt people when they have to go get healing, but that's a different story. because it could get. It doesn't bother me personally. It's just we. No, I do not. No, I do not. It just I've lost my family too. I have taken many years healing from that, but I'm not like you.
Fuck.
That was a speech.
That was a speech. Okay.
Imagine Zari accidentally muting herself.
I'm eating. Let me put
You're
food in my
mid sentence here,
face.
like, ah.
Didn't mean to. Oh my god, guys.
I thought you
Okay, I'm
accidentally
sorry.
pushed the button.
We're breaking the moment. Keep
sorry.
going.
I I don't know what your gods see as honorable, Xylovar. I don't. But what I don't see as honorable is picking random fights with good people. Bad people, go ahead. Now that I've heard before. Now that I've seen before. People who lose everything and they think that the only way that they can be honorable is to pick off people while they're still good. But that doesn't make them heroes. That makes them villains.
Wow, this gem is awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention to what you guys were saying. Did you guys say something?
Mom and dad are arguing.
Stun is there, jewel crafting. I love him.
No. No. No, you are not a villain. But I'd rather keep one less bad person out of the world. That's my goal. To keep one less bad person out of the world. One less. And with that, I know I can make a difference. One less. True. But I can try to prevent that. Brooks can try to prevent that. Derez. That may be true, but I don't know him enough to say that. I really don't know how to spell. I
This gem is so shiny. Look how it shines, guys.
Well, as you guys kind of sit there, kind of a little bit of a rift between you right now. Avalan thinking over what Zai said, and it's a real awkward silence, just a little bit. I would say the rest of the group walks in probably around now.
Hey, everybody. We're back.
Hey
Y'all should
guys,
Got
have
we
more
were just
definitely
research
talking about
done.
gems and stuff.
What did you say, Elman?
said they should have definitely come.
You guys missed out.
You guys witness and kind of notice this real awkward rift and silence between Zai and Avalan. They're not looking at each other right now.
Did someone die?
Who
What happened?
This is the first time you've ever seen me do this. I get a drink.
Okay, Avalan just slams her hands on the table, stands up, and just like stalks off to the bar for a second.
Hey, yeah, he knows. Rooks puts a hand on his shoulder. He's like, "Everything all right? Are you just drunk?" Are you sure? I haven't really gotten the research done, so I'm not very sure if that's true or not.
So as you guys are getting your drinks and the like, Cass, you're kind of keeping an eye out on the door. It's starting to get closer to evening. The bar is starting to be a little bit more busy, and you see some familiar faces. I mean, you guys have been staying here for a couple days on and off. And after a couple of minutes, in walks who you recognize as Tryx with the rest of the group, you see the half-elven woman figure with her short hair, blonde and kind of undercut, perky looking step in her, or perky looking bounce in her step. There we go.
Pep
That
in
was
his
the word I
step.
was. Thank you. I was having a moment. A little bit of a pep in her step as she walks in. Her turquoise and kind of, it has like some purple notes in it. Very pretty dyed armor as she kind of walks in, and notices you, Cass, and waves and comes and like joins you at the table. She like comes and kind of shoulders her way in between a couple of you and slams her hand down on the table and says,
As
So-
she's walking in, I'm gonna try to give her an eye, like, be careful.
"Oh, you're giving her a warning face."
Yeah,
Okay.
like wide-eyed, kind of like, like
They're a little much sometimes.
Yeah.
Look. Okay. She winks at you. That she's like, yeah, okay, I got it. Slams her hands down on the table and says, "So, I heard Rose here told me that you guys killed a green dragon, and I would love to hear all about it. My name's Tryx."
Who the shit?
I'm gonna stare daggers at him.
Yeah, we killed a
Oh,
dragon. It was awesome.
Rose.
He bled a lot, and we got all his gold. It was great.
Sorry. They know me
That's
by a
cool,
different
cool.
name. It's a nickname.
I have a full report you can read after our hirer is done with it. Forgot the name for a person who hires you.
Employer.
Employer, thank you.
Oh, you go by a different name? Well, what would you like me to call you?
Rose.
Okay, certainly. So, and who might each of you be? Please do tell.
I'm Snud, the mighty dragonborn paladin.
I see that.
I'm Rooks, the regular cleric.
Don't need to say your classes every time, guys.
I'm Rose the Rogue. I'm just kidding. I don't say that.
Hi there, Philip.
Philip Coffee Bean? Interesting.
What the fuck?
I love it.
Apparently, we're giving her fake names. So
And you, big guy? And she kind of like looks at you. Zai? Okay, and Avalan, are you back at the table, or are you like taking your sweet time getting a drink?
I'm back at a table.
And who might you be?
I say nothing as well.
It's okay. He gets cranky without his ale.
Well, then let's get him some ale. And you, Snud, the paladin, you said that you killed a dragon. You should tell me all about it.
Oh lord.
And she like sits down and like scooches in next to you, Elman, and props her elbows on the table and puts her face on top of her hands and kind of stares Snud down. Please do tell.
Don't be shy.
Candle died.
I was muted.
Oh
Okay,
no!
awesome.
Oh, did you start telling the story and you were
I
muted?
did.
Oh, sad day. Okay, carry on.
All right. So I hit it a few times and it hit me back, but it was not very strong. So I took a nap during the fight, and then we all ganged up on it, and it just died.
Well, that certainly
Oh, and
does.
Cass ran away a lot.
Cass ran away. What? Who's Cass?
Wow.
That guy
Cass is.
or that girl right now.
he met Rose. Cass is like,
Oh.
Yes.
Rooks says to I guess Rose, he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like this is the first time you ever seen him genuine. I didn't know you use different names."
Oh, no, it's quite alright. I don't mind the name Cass.
Alright, as long as you're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
She like looks at you funny for a second, and then she turns. She goes, so more about this dragon. What kind of dragon was it? You mentioned it was green. How big? And they talk to you at all, or was there anything exciting in their horde? Did they have any followers?
I mean, she was pretty creepy. She followed us all throughout the cavern.
Interesting. And she like pulls out like a little notebook and kind of slams it on the table and like flips it open, and starts like writing a couple notes.
I had to scout ahead.
Oh,
She was 50 kobolds long and like 10 kobolds tall.
So that is
What's a-
unit of
what's a-
measuring kobolds.
What's a kobold? What's a kobold? I'm looking at Sned. What's a kobold? I don't think I'd.
Kobolds are little creatures about 2-3 feet tall that look like lizards. They don't really live underground.
Elman, he's literally
So they're
describing
like.
himself.
So they're like short dragonborn.
Oh no, they're not dragonborns at all.
Fuck off,
And
Candle.
they-
Fuck off.
Right, but they just kind of look like. But short.
Well, I guess. I mean, they're both lizards, dragonborns, and
Well, because
and
I've seen a
kobolds are both
dragonborn
lizards.
you. I've seen a dragonborn you.
Yeah?
I'm just trying.
I guess they look a little bit like me.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh my god, I love you guys.
I'm just gonna keep taking fate sips of alcohol.
Ever.
um,
If he feels he's a dragonborn, let him identify as a dragonborn.
oh my god, I love this. I love you guys. Okay, anyways, she's like watching this change and is a little confused, for letting it happen.
Yeah, I
And
try
then
to warn you.
she just starts like chuckling. She goes, "Trust me, I've met far more interesting people in my travels."
I see
So-
how it is.
So you scouted ahead, and she was taunting you. You said, "What was she
Mhm.
saying? How was she moving through the cavern? Was there anyone else with her?"
There was no one that I saw. There were skeletons, but there were skeletons. She taunted me and she just kind of chuckled.
That's
It wasn't until we were all together that she started talking to us.
That's very interesting. I mean, dragons do occasionally, depending on their type and temperament, like to play with their prey, but interesting.
She had great
And-
intellect.
I'm sure.
Little did she know we weren't.
I can see that because you are the one standing here, and she is the one with her heart. Did you say delivered to the Lord?
And then I pull out the box and I was like, and these are her eyes.
Are you showing her?
Mhm.
Okay. She like stands up and peers over the table and like looks at them, and she goes, "Huh? You took the eyes. That's. I mean, I'm sure they'll go great for alchemy and the like."
I wouldn't know.
By the way, how
I will
big are
say-
the eyes?
I want to know that too. As Zari makes it up on the spot. I want
I
to know the
know.
exact diameter and radius.
Well, if
Hmm.
she was
You're
50
the
kobolds
asshole.
long, probably like a fifth of a.
How big are they in kobold size?
Dear Lord, you're making me do math, and then
It's
you're
like a
making me do
kobold
math
beer belly.
in terms of kobold. Yeah, it's like a kobold beer belly. Amazing. I would say they're about as big as like half a face. They're pretty big. They're like as big as a hand, maybe. Because yeah,
A
it seems
hand?
reasonable to me. Yeah, about as big as a hand.
Okay. So like a grapefruit.
Yeah, like a grapefruit.
Okay.
But I will say, Tryx, things got weird when she flew down and she.
Yeah, I got trapped alone with the dragon.
That's the. Be careful. I know that sometimes when I hear stories that the best thing, it's really difficult to fight a dragon because you don't want to bunch up right in front of its face, but you also don't want to get, you know, stuck alone in a corner with it.
She can come for our head.
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about the dragon.
Hmm.
I knew it
Well,
could fly.
I'm glad that you all are very safe and made it and lived to tell the tale because a fascinating tale it is.
Yeah, we're gonna kill the other dragon soon once we're all done here.
Yeah, the red.
If
We
Brooks had did
killed
a
the red
check, he
one.
would say something.
Remember?
What? We didn't kill the red one. We killed
Remember
the
I
green one.
accidentally stepped on it in the courtyard and it died?
Insight.
No.
Insight check your own bullshit. Fine.
No, I'm inside checking if you killed the red dragon.
Okay, fine.
Wait, I don't actually remember what happened.
I could play that fucking card. Yeah. How does it fucking feel? Huh?
Wow, it's not he. It's not he. Really stepped on a dragon and killed it.
So Elman rolled a 17 insight and Cass rolled a 24 deception. Okay, anyway, carry on.
Must not have been that big of a. Must not have been that strong of a dragon
It
being
was
so small.
like a lizard
So-
size. I think it was.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, you stepped on a.
No, it wasn't a lizard because it was invisible. So I accidentally
Oh.
stepped on it, and I think when I did, it died with its invisibility. So I saw its true form.
Well, but you saw the real red dragon, right?
I think it was perspective.
Snud, with your 9, you have. Cass seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get a natural 20.
That's what you
Oh
would.
shit! That would have been perfect.
That would have been really funny.
Fuck! I forgot your wisdom is so high.
Yeah?
I'm a wise dragonborn paladin.
So Tryx is watching this whole exchange, just kind of fascinated with the group of you. Anything else you'd like to talk to her about before she takes off?
I hear you're a changeling. Can you sense other changelings around? That'd be pretty cool.
Why don't we keep that part of it a secret? It's a little strange that a group of strangers knows. But
They told us.
yes, I understand. I figured as much. I mean, it was part of your mission. And she kind of shrugs. And then like a grin goes over her face and she goes, "So, I can't sense other changes. That would be rather interesting though, wouldn't it? I wonder if there's a way. But changelings, you see, are pretty hard to track down unless they shift forms in front of you, or if they die, they revert to their original form."
Shame. I suspect one of us is a changeling, but I can't prove it.
Why do you suspect one of you is a changeling?
They will never show us their face.
She looks at Dr. Rex and like smiles at him and then looks back at Snud and says, "You see, changelings don't need to hide their face because they can take whatever face they want."
Well, maybe he's a defective changeling and can't change his face.
It's broken. You can only change his face.
Dr. Rooks, were you saying anything? You lit up for a second, then went away.
Oh no, Dr. Rooks is fully writing his report.
Oh, okay, he's not even paying attention. She like looks around for a second, and then she like turns back and she goes, "Do you want to see, Snud?" And her eyes like kind of perk up.
Yeah.
She goes, "Here," and she like takes a look at Elman, who's sitting next to her for a second. Like Elman, she like eyes you up and down, and then she goes, "Watch," and she like shifts and matches Elman for just like a solid 6 seconds, and then shifts
Wait.
back to where she was.
Time out. When she does that, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and match with.
Matt
Okay.
too?
He's copying her using disguise
Yeah.
self.
So essentially, they switched, and then she went back to her original form.
I'll be a little behind.
Oh, you can teleport too? That's amazing.
Also, am I the only one who's loving the idea of Elman in a dress?
Wait, Elman's wearing a dress?
Elman has
No.
always been wearing a dress.
Yeah, this whole
Oh,
time.
What kind
That's
of
my,
what kind of
that-
dress?
Too. It's like a.
In like a tunic?
Just like a little sexy.
Just a
Did you
little
say
just
second.
enough.
tunic?
Oh my god. So Snud, will you, just for the sake of this, will you roll a
Intelligence?
perception check for me?
Sure.
Natural 20.
Trill 1.
In between.
15.
That's a solid. Okay. You notice that when Tryx shifted forms, or they teleported, that it was Elman wearing Tryx clothes, but when it was Tryx as Tryx.
I'm gonna say.
Oh,
she
you
made
teleported
a
into
switch clothes.
each other's clothes? That's amazing.
Wait, Shorty, what'd you say?
I said she made a switch clothes.
She's just like, she just shrugs. She's like, yes, that's definitely what it is. Do you want to see another example?
Yeah.
And she just goes, and then she shifts her face, just her face, into Brianna's face from earlier, with the purple hair and the short undercut. And then
Oh, hi, Briana. I didn't know you were a teleporter too.
and then she shifts back. I love that Snud is thinking all of this is teleportation. This is like killing me, and I love it.
I have similar.
Everybody in the city teleport? Can I learn teleportation? That'd be so cool.
It's part of who I am. It's not anything that can be taught.
You're a paladin, though.
Yeah.
So I think paladins get to, like, transport to whatever temple they want.
I don't think
But
they
then
can
I don't
quick
know.
save and teleport.
You're writing your report. Don't you kill me in Snud streams.
A paladin. What kind of god do you worship?
Oh, I worship a god of stories and fables and poems and yeah.
Aw, that's cute.
She sounds very similar to someone who I have a deep affection for.
Maybe we have the same god.
She's one of the nameless ones, or so
Nameless?
they say. Oh well, she had
Yeah.
a name. Many don't know it, and it's forgotten to the history books. She hasn't been part of the main pantheon for years and years, but she likes to know the hearts of the people and to travel around and hear their tales and watch the harrowing acts and enjoy a little bit of mischievous acting every once in a while.
Can I make a history check?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
His ears perk up as soon as the word God is mentioned. All right, so
Natural
that's
15.
All right, thanks for that.
No problem.
Are we like betting on rolls now?
Oh, I was close.
Oh,
Not really.
Not really at all. That's like math.
Natural 6. Sorry.
Oh,
got a 12 if anyone cares.
okay. No, I do. I was just really staring at it and really struggling to subtract 6 from 12 right now.
Just like 2
I'm
and
really
3
good
Plus
at
6
plus
is
math.
12.
I know. I'm great at math, y'all. Fuck off. I'm really good at math. I'm just a little brain dead.
Lies.
So, Dr. Rooks, I'm trying to think what you would know. You don't know her name. You don't know necessarily, it sounds familiar. And you know of, especially with your studies and everything, you know of a goddess who is essentially kicked out of the main pantheon almost right away. And that she still rules. And honestly, I feel like if, like, Ebony is familiar with her and the like, so.
Roosh just laughs and says, "She sounds like one of yours," and he whispers to the side.
I'm just
hear-
gonna stare at him.
You hear a faint chuckle in your ear and like an affirmation chuckle.
One of
So-
whose?
What?
I said one of whose.
All right, are we doing perception versus stealth? Because I have a plus
Are we
0.
right next to each other?
You are sitting at the same table. I don't know how
I
softly.
mean, if you wanted to whisper it, I could do perception.
Yeah, just do a perception. I'm not gonna roll stealth. If you get high, you just hear it.
My perception's not that great, so 10.
I mean, sure. I'll roll a d20 plus 0.
Do it. Oh.
Roll a 15.
You see Rux is doing his weird aside thing, but you didn't really hear what it said.
Mhm.
She like kind of leans forward towards Snud a little bit and says, "I wonder if the mistress is the one who sponsored you."
Wait, is that why?
I don't think so. My god is a proper god. She's awesome.
Oh, she certainly is a proper goddess. Just not part of the organized gods and goddesses and like.
Hey. Oh no. I just realized a trickster god literally made Snud a paladin.
I
A
mean,
trickster god, and their followers
Trickster
named
goddess.
Tryx.
I really hope that this wasn't a prank.
It's been a long con.
Uh,
Wait,
That would be
is,
pretty cool.
is that why you're, or I don't know if it's your bar, but the bar you perform at is named the Silent Mistress?
oh, I certainly didn't name the bar. I mean, I just call her a mistress sometimes because, well, she is a goddess and has goddess powers. She isn't, normally recognized, but that's just a happy circumstance.
Yeah, I thought it would. It sounded like a great brothel name.
I mean, yeah, it could be a good brothel name. Although I've heard quite a few different ones before.
Maybe it's like one of the things where like nobody talks. And everything's completely silent. It's like
Interesting
ambience.
concept. Ew.
What I did hit ambience, like like natural, like nature sounds.
No, I get it. I'm sorry. So, did your goddess tell you her name, Stud?
Sure did.
And
What?
what's her
name?
name?
Oh, yeah, her name is Kitsune.
Interesting.
How do you spell that? K A
Uh,
T
nope.
T S U N
Kitsusune.
K. Okay, we'll just get this afterwards.
Okay. She smiles and she goes, "Well then, it seems that we follow the same people then."
Really? Well, my god doesn't sound at all like your god.
What do you mean?
Well, your god sounds like a trickster, but my god just recognizes the worth of people.
In other words, your god sounds like a dick. Mine's not.
What's wrong with someone who recognizes the worth of people being able to have a little mischievous streak?
I never thought of it that way.
Maybe it's a way to test people, see how they react, if they're good spirited.
And to see if they rise to the occasion. Because after all, testing people is how you make good stories.
Yes.
How many people know of your true nature?
Mine?
Yes. Is it a
Well,
close knit thing, or do you not tell anybody?
I mean, in the city, it's just you guys and Briana and Jack now.
And where are you from, or where do you hail from?
Here, there, everywhere.
Any specifics?
Over there, and up there.
I was in an orphanage in the continent of Swain for a little while. But I traveled here and have been going up and down the continent for a bit.
I see.
But I was taught at a young age that my true nature is not one to be revealed, and was looked down upon, and was nerves people when they don't understand things.
Thing.
Well, your sympathy is appreciated, but it's made me who I am.
And do you accept yourself now?
I've always accepted myself.
Work.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said work.
It just depends on who I'm with, but people are afraid of what they don't understand. And I'd rather have work and not be kicked out of a town.
Is it difficult staying in that form
This one? No,
for long periods of time? Do you ever...
I'm comfortable in it. I do enjoy shifting occasionally, but it's been kind of a safe skin recently. Depends on where I am and what I'm doing, but as I've been living here, I've been maintaining this persona.
I'll just keep taking fake sips.
Well, it was a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. And I was told that you were off on an adventure again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. To fight a coven of hags.
Well, that sounds mighty interesting. Well, when you come back, I would love to hear all about it. And she stands up and she nods at you, Cass, and says, "You know where to find me." And she kind of just walks away and salutes the rest of you. Awkward silence falls over the table.
Yeah.
That's a move.
Yeah, sorry, it's pretty late here. I'm kind of really.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as she leaves and the awkward silence kind of falls over the table, a couple of you angry, one of you really doing some good research notes, another one of you contemplating what they've heard and seen, and Snud getting excited and confused a little bit about his goddess, and Elman thinking whatever Elman thinks. That's
Kill,
where
kill.
Mhm.
Oh, throw my own phrase back at me. I see how it is. Nah, I know. Then I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So join us next week to see if they decide to check out the mirror more, if they decide to go for the Coven of Hags, if Elman reveals that he secretly has the Hag's Eye time that the whole group knows, but they don't know.
It's
Listen.
Elman.
What?
It's gonna
Well,
be
Elman has
real
the
bad.
eye.
Listen, it's gonna be real bad when we take the trip all the way down there. Rooks casts a spell and he sees Elman has the eye.
It's gonna be real funny.
Oh yeah, I
Literally,
forgot
Rooks
about
won't,
this.
Rooks won't even be mad about that. He's just gonna be like, "Why the fuck did we take this trip then? If you had it."
Okay.
I'm
Anyways.
positive I will be real mad.
Anyway.
You don't know.
You don't know. You don't know. We ain't metagaming here. Well, on that note, I think that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. So, for those who hung out, thanks. We will see you next week.
I
Bye.
Bye.